Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments before I start. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I know some of you guys are just joining. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments. So I know yesterday I kind of filled you guys in on what today's show will be about. I know the title might offend some women, but I really don't care. We're definitely going to address female predators, and we're going to discuss some of the things that we've seen. If you guys have had an experience where you've witnessed this or seen it on Facebook, TikTok, because that's where we see most of this behavior. It's on social media. That's how we get the content, right? So if you see these things online, like I've seen them, I want you guys to call in. Tell me, what your thoughts are on the things that I've shared or that you may have seen online. And that way we can all be on the same page. Because a lot of people, when they hear the word predator, they immediately associate it with a man. A man. Women can do no wrong in society's eyes. They don't see a woman being a predator. She's soft, angelic. You know, that's the stigma that's out there. When in reality, you got a lot of these female predators that are out here preying on their own children. And it's right there in your face. And people see it every day and they turn a blind eye because it's a woman doing it, right? So that makes it okay because it's a woman doing it. When in reality, if they actually did studies on this shit that we see every day, the numbers will be alarming. Back in the day, you had a lot of male predators. That's true. But nowadays, it's all about the woman. They're pimping out their kids, their daughters. They are doing this shit in people's face, and no one's saying anything because it's a woman. Well, they won't get any passes here. Today, I will expose those female predators, and I don't care what anyone has to say. So we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. I know some of you guys have saw what I posted on Facebook today in regards to the mother who's has a son that's 13 and asked her if she can teach him how to French kiss. So the post was sent to me, and when I read it, I was disgusted. But I'm not surprised because I've been posting shit like this all week, and everyone says, "Oh, the video's fake. This video's fake." Everything I post is it can't be real because no one wants to believe that women are this dirty when they are. They are. At no point should your son even feel comfortable going to you and asking you, "Can you teach him how to French kiss?" Unless you open the door to that, right? The female predator. That's what they do. Because in a way, a father who loves his child ain't gonna do that shit, right? The difference is if it had been a father saying, "Hey, my daughter wanted me to teach her how to kiss," the world would be up in arms, right? Me Too would be marching with picket signs, right? Take his child away. But when it's a woman, people say, "Well, I can see why he would say that to his mom. He loves her." No, no, that behavior is not acceptable. It's not. Why are y'all saying that it's okay for a son to ask his mom to teach him how to kiss? That's not okay. A real parent would say, "Son, when you get to the age that you're allowed to date, because right now you ain't dating shit. When you get to that age and you meet a woman that you like, it'll come naturally." That's the generic response that you give a child because they ain't supposed to be dating, right? I mean, I didn't date at 13, but maybe I'm wrong. Parents now, they letting kids fuck at 13. So, I mean, hey, but a real parent would say, when you meet someone, when you get older and you're actually dating, it'll come natural. It's nothing I can actually teach you. It'll come natural, right? They have to learn on their own. It's like a child asking their parent, "Can you teach me how to fuck?" You gonna do that too? You gonna show them? No. You gotta let them figure that shit out when they get of age, right? But you shouldn't be teaching kids this at a young age. I don't care if you heard about it on TV or this celebrities do. I don't care. What you do in your household, you got to protect your child. That's the first thing you do as a parent. But when you are telling people on social media that he's asking you to do things like that, you're the parent. Back in the day, you would have got your ass whooped. What you mean teach you how to kiss? Who you trying to kiss? That's the old school parents, right? First they gonna whoop your ass and then ask questions, right? Nowadays, the moms they're running right to social media and asking them, "Can you give me some suggestions?" Hey, one that I have is he can kiss me on my face. What the fuck? That's disgusting, right? But those same women are saying, "Keep R. Kelly in. Keep him locked up. Keep his ass up. The same women that saying keep R. Kelly's ass in there are the ones acting just like R. Kelly. Ain't that crazy? Hypocrites, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, I posted videos of women doing behavior that you shouldn't do with a child. And this is what pisses me off. I've been reported on TikTok more times than I have on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for posting a minor adult who shared it online already. It's already online. It's already went viral. And I'm resharing the shit. But I'm getting reported and getting put on a ban for the same shit that's already out there that the person hasn't even been taken down yet. So that just tells you a lot. Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, they will allow women to post that shit, right? But if you repost it and add a comment and say this is bad behavior, you will be shut down. They don't want you talking bad about none of these predators online. They don't. To them, it's acceptable, right? Holding women accountable is hate speech now. So if I say this mom is a piece of shit, I'll be on a ban for 30 days, even though it's true, right? What makes me mad is that I've posted a lot of videos where you can see it with your own two eyes and people still say it ain't true. It's fake. I don't believe it. Maybe mom is just posting it for attention. So you're using your child to get a couple likes and views? That means you're exploiting your kids. Shouldn't that be a crime all in itself? Why is social media allowing a mother to post a video of her grinding on a child or telling a child to touch someone's ass or asking strangers, can you give me suggestions on how I can teach my son how to French kiss? What the fuck? And she has 2 sons, y'all, not just one. Not just one. And people will look at that and say, well, it's a mom. You know, I don't think she means any harm. She's just asking for suggestions. That's what you get from some of these women because they're just as nasty, y'all. But I guarantee you, if it was a dad saying this shit about his daughter who's 13, they would lose their fucking mind. They would all send me the post at once. I would get 500 messages about that dad. Hold him accountable, Daphne. Here we go. We got one. But when it's a woman, y'all turn a blind eye and you report me for hate speech. These female predators, they are out here. Anytime a woman is on social media telling her son to do a sexual act, that's a female predator. Why is the video still up there? You take mine down, but hers gets to stay up. Why? It's the same motherfucking video. So it just tells you, it ain't the message, it's the messenger that they don't like. It's me. It's because I'm posting it, right? The deadbeat mom posted, oh, okay. She gets all these likes and views and okay, sis. But when I reshare it and say this is a bad mom, I get taken down. These female predators are given the platform to do this shit. It's acceptable on these platforms for a mom to fuck up. It's unacceptable for a dad to fuck up. When people say, well, what should we do? What's the solution? Well, this is the one I have, and it might not be good. What if these dads mimic the videos that they see online? What if the video of the young boy looked like he was about 5 years old, swinging from that stripper pole with his legs open? Why don't we have a dad allow his daughter to do the same behavior and put the video side by side? Do you want to think they would give a fuck about the boy swinging or the girl swinging? It'll be the girl, right? It'll be the same video. All these dads who have daughters, mimic these videos you see online. Take your daughter to a bar and record her and tell her to touch another guy's butt who's at the bar waiting on his drink. And let's see what women say. Because when I posted the one of the woman telling the young boy to touch the girl's butt in Hooters, well, he was forced to do it. You know, mom was just playing around. Why was he in Hooters in the first place? See? But if a dad brought his daughter to a bar and said, go ahead, baby, touch his butt. Touch his butt. Y'all would lose your fucking mind. You'll want everything stripped away from this man. You'll want his head blown off, I'm sure. Y'all go hard when it's a man doing it. But you don't see men doing that shit. It's women. 98.9% of the content that I'm sent is women doing this shit. I have videos and posts for days on women doing this shit. Y'all say the text transcripts are fake, but then when I hit you with a video, y'all say that shit is fake too. Then you report it because it's fake, right? That's why you're reporting me, because it's fake. I just so happened to get this video out of the sky and posted it on Facebook. Come on, y'all. Y'all find all these excuses for these female predators when really their asses should be locked up. There's a lot of these women out here that are just plain, they're worse than R. Kelly. Y'all don't like R. Kelly though, right? He's a predator, right? Oh, he used to go to McDonald's and park his car and wait for these girls to come out of McDonald's. But you got women doing that shit right now in your face, and y'all don't say a fucking thing. But you'll make a post about keeping his ass in jail, right? R. Kelly, because he's a pervert, right? But you got a homegirl in your timeline telling y'all, yeah, this is my son. He's like my boo. And y'all okay with that. That's why I said women are the biggest hypocrites in the world, because they'll tell you that it's wrong for one person to do it, but if they see somebody they know or that they hang with doing it, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna act like I don't see it. And if they do see it, then just keep scrolling. It's only when it's a man that it matters to them, because in their eyes, only men are predators. Oh, I can't walk outside at night with my skirt. I'm so scared. All the dramatics. But you inside that house telling your son that it's okay to touch somebody's ass. I mean, hey, what's worse? It's happening in the household. Then that boy grows up to be a fucking pervert. He grows up liking younger girls. He grows up doing the things his mom taught him to do. And then he ends up like R. Kelly. Because y'all forgot that R. Kelly was molested by women in his family. He was fucked up because of women in his family. Y'all don't want to bring that part up though, right? Y'all don't want to talk about that, why he's so fucked up. Because of the shit that I'm posting right now online that y'all ignoring. That's why he's fucked up today. Y'all don't want to do nothing about that. Because it's a woman doing the behavior. Y'all don't believe that a woman can coerce her son to do something nasty, right? But I show you a video of her grinding her ass on him. And this boy is probably like maybe 6 or 7. And she even takes his hand and puts it on her ass to tell him to hit my ass. So he slaps her ass. And I'm reported on TikTok for that. But it's already online. So if a dad told his daughter, slap my ass, and he's shaking his ass in front of his daughter, right? Then he takes her hand and forces it on his ass. Y'all would lose your mind. Y'all would already be on the phone with the cops. But it's okay for a woman to do it because it's a woman, right? She's soft and angelic. No, she's not. She's a demon. She's a predator. These women are getting away with it because y'all not saying nothing. And then women, their famous line to me, why are you reposting it? How are you helping the situation? Are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean, how am I helping it? If it was a man, wouldn't y'all repost that shit? You'll send it to everybody on your timeline. You'll make sure everybody saw that video. But what you're really telling me is, Daphne, why are you sharing the video and holding that woman accountable? Stop that. Stop holding her accountable. That's the truth of why they asked me that. It ain't got nothing to do with me sharing a video that's already out there, right? It has everything to do with me holding that person accountable because I'm sharing it from my platform, right? Women don't like accountability. They don't. And then when you show them another woman doing something bad, they're bird box. They have a big ass blindfold on their face. The only thing they want to see is when a man is fucking up. But sorry, ladies, men are not on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram doing this bullshit. It's y'all. Y'all doing it. You guys are doing it. I don't see men in high schools twerking with kids in a gymnasium. I see women with wigs on the ground shaking their ass in a high school. How is that not predatory behavior? Are you telling me the high schoolers are only 18 years old? You mean to tell me they don't have freshmen that are 14, 13, sometimes 13 going on 14? Are you telling me there's no kids in high school? They're all teens? No. But this is the shit that they allow. And when women like me bring it up and try to bring it to the forefront, I'm blocked and banned for 30 days. Like I said, social media is changing. They're allowing this, and that's why you're going to see it more. I'm getting sent videos every day of women in bikinis telling their son or a boy that's in the room, slap my ass, go ahead. He slaps it, and everybody starts laughing. How is that funny? What are you teaching your son to do when he gets older? To slap some ass, right? So then why are you shocked when the principal tells you, come get his ass? He's harassing women. You taught him that. But you know what's funny about these female predators? Whenever you do post a mother doing something wrong, guess who they blame? Not the mom. They find a way to blame the dad. Well, where's the dad at? Well, I blame the dad because he's not there. Are you kidding me? But if you saw a dad doing the same behavior, do they say I blame the mom? No. They say take the kid from the dad. The mom gets no accountability. It's all the dad. So like I said, these women, this is how they're trained. This is how they're trained, you guys. I know y'all seen this shit online. I know I'm not the only one that has a TikTok, that has an Instagram and a Facebook. Are you telling me that y'all don't see this shit online? It's just me? I'm posting it. You can go to my page right now and see the videos that I'm talking about. They're right there. Anytime a mom encourages her son or her child to do something that you know ain't right, that's a predator move. But what makes me mad is these same predators, they go hard for the men that deserve to be locked up. But these same women, they're the ones that listen to Cardi B on repeat. Yes, bitch, drug them, rob them. Cardi B is a female predator. But y'all buy her music, right? Oh, she's getting the bag. Oh, and check this out. Check this out, y'all. This is how sad society is. Cardi B admitted on video to robbing and drugging men. Even said there were times where she let trans women have their way with these men while they were drugged. She admitted these things. Now, of course, no man came out and said, yeah, I was one of the ones that was fucked by a tranny. Yeah, it was me. No man's gonna admit that shit, right? And that's why she wasn't locked up. But if a man made a video admitting that 5 years ago he was drugging and fucking women, they would lock his ass up just off that video. They may not have 1 ounce of proof that he did it. It's just the fact that he admitted it on video. And when Cardi B admitted that shit, women were like, get your bag, sis. We understand. You were stripping, you had to make money. Right? And what did she do? Fashion Nova deals, Super Bowl commercials. Am I lying? Am I fucking lying? She got all these endorsements, right? After she said that she did a crime. And now, her and her husband, her cheating ass husband, now they're doing a cartoon, Baby Shark. She just got the big bag. All the shit that she admitted to. Telling people online that their dead kids didn't deserve to live in the first place. There's a paper trail for her behavior. And all she does is get rewarded. But when Rick Ross said, put a little bit in their drink, they created a change.org to have him shut down. You see how women are? These women predators are admitting to being predators, y'all. And they're getting all the endorsements in the world. No one's holding them accountable. I will never rock with Cardi B. She admitted to doing things to men without their consent. See, these same women will go hard and say, yeah, lock Bill Cosby up. Lock R. Kelly up. Lock Trey Songz up. Chris Brown. Give him the gas chamber. But when you got a woman telling you that she did some things that will get you years and years in prison, they don't see no wrong because she's Cardi B. So instead of us holding her accountable and canceling her, they're giving her endorsements, millions of dollars, cartoons. I don't forget. I would never say that she deserved anything she got because she didn't. The minute she was doing that to men, you are a scum of the earth. You're just this. Actually, she's worse than R. Kelly. She's worse than R. Kelly in my book. And y'all still support that woman, right? Y'all support her. She's trifling in my book. She'll never get respect from me in my book at all. Never. But y'all still like this woman and listen to her music. And she's a fucking the biggest predator of them all. And she admitted to being that predator and laughed about it. It was funny. And y'all still buy her music. And society is still giving her these bags. But a man could never get away with no shit like that. Let Trey Songz say, yeah, y'all got me. 8 years ago, I did put a couple of things in a girl's drink and I robbed her. Then I let some trannies have their way with her. And then I left the room. Do you honestly think he would still be making music today? Do you honestly think they wouldn't have taken everything away from him today if he said the same thing? Tell me I'm wrong. Because if y'all don't know what the video is, that's on YouTube, what Cardi B said, it's on YouTube. But what did they say? Well, none of the guys that she did this to have come to light. who would come to light? They probably didn't even know they was drugged and had somebody fucking them because they were drugged. So who would come to light and say, yeah, I'm one of the guys. Yeah, I am. It was me. Just to get embarrassed and dragged. Do you think these women are not going to laugh at them and clown them? How the fuck did you get in that position with a stripper anyway? Right? Because these strippers take these people back to a room to fuck. And that's the intention, to fuck. Not to get drugged and robbed and assaulted. That's not why they're going back in there. But a woman would still say to the man, why did you follow a stripper to a room in the first place? Why'd you do it in the first place? You should have stayed your ass at home, right? But if it's a woman, flip the script. Bill Cosby, why the fuck was you in his hotel? Why were you fucking with a married man? That's not the point. It's the point that he put something in her drink. You see how women are? How they flip the script on you? When it's them, no judgment. When it's men, all the judgment. This woman admitted to being a predator and has gotten endorsements ever since then. But you got people going back 10, 12 years on these rappers. Did you hear that lyric? He said this. And y'all want him canceled, right? That's how these women are. Y'all some phony ass bitches out there. That's all you guys are. You're phony. Over here supporting a female rapper because you like her. But don't give a fuck about what she said about what she did to men. Because she was a stripper and they didn't deserve to be there. That's like me saying, okay, you got raped. Why were you wearing that skirt? Y'all really hate me then, huh? Me too would be all on my ass, right? Why were you wearing that skirt late at night? Why were you drinking in a bar in the first place with that skirt on? That's equivalent to you saying, why did the man go to a strip club and follow a stripper upstairs? Because he had every intention that he was going to fuck. And that's it. No man is going to think in their mind, I'm going to be drugged and assaulted and robbed. She did all three of those things, y'all. These female predators get praised. They don't get held accountable for that shit. They don't. They get these big bags. While men who have allegations put on them get stripped of all their money and everything until the truth comes out. Right? Deshaun Watson went a whole year not playing in the NFL over 22 allegations. Now these endorsement people are all up in his ass. Now, oh, we want to work with you. But when I wasn't even guilty yet, y'all stripped me from all that for a whole year. You see how they do men opposed to women? When Cardi B made that video, she still did all her shows afterwards. She was not canceled at all. The video was all over the place, and she still performed on the Grammys with Meg Thee Stallion scissoring her on stage. I know y'all saw that shit too. Two big ass liars that lied. Meg Thee Stallion, he shot me, y'all. He shot me. Tory Lanez loses everything because they all say he's guilty. They want him deported. Meg Thee Stallion gets a Grammy. Meg Thee Stallion gets a Fashion Nova deal. Meg Thee Stallion gets a Popeyes deal. You see what I'm saying? These women, what they do? They're predators. They're liars. And they get away with the shit all day long. Talk to me, y'all. Because people hate when you talk about their savior. Not my Cardi B. I know she didn't mean to do it. Y'all support these women to the death, and they don't even give a fuck about you. When has Cardi B paid your rent? When has Cardi B paid a bill for your ass? Never, right? So why are you going so hard for these predators? What they doing for you that I don't know about? Talk to me. Because at the end of the day, y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. I know some of y'all have seen some stuff online. I want to know what y'all seen. Talk to me. I just put the link in the comments. I want women, men, get on panel. Women that like Cardi B, tell me why you still like her. I would love to know why you still support this woman. And if you like Cardi B, do you also like R. Kelly? Just curious. Because I guarantee you the ones that love and praise and will die for Cardi B, they absolutely hate R. Kelly. They absolutely hate Bill Cosby. But they love some Cardi B. And they're all in the same boat. They're all predators. It's just that one is a female. One has boobs. Come on, y'all. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. How do they get it? How are they getting endorsement deals with cartoons? You don't think that parents don't know about what she's admitted to? You don't think that no one knows that Cardi B told a fan that her monkey kid deserved to die? I shared all that information and y'all just turned a blind eye. I got Kenny on. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Kenny, can you hear me? Kenny, you there? Kenny? I can't hear you. Can you guys hear Kenny? Because I can't. Hey, Kenny, can you leave and come back? Leave and come back, Kenny, because I couldn't hear you. But guys, tell me I'm wrong. Okay, hold on. Bianca said, hold on. I'm trying to read the comments here until Kenny comes back. Bianca said, how is Megan a liar when there's proof that she was shot? The bullet grazed her foot. Bianca, do you still believe that Tory Lanez shot her? You're just as gullible as the other people that follow her. She said on her live, Tory shot me. But the bullet that grazed her, like you claimed, was on the side of her foot by the ankle, right? So if she was walking away from Tory, he would have had to been walking sideways to shoot her on the side. And then Bianca, since you know so much, why isn't Tory? Why when they did the test that day, they didn't find any gunshot residue on his hands? Do you know what happens when you shoot a gun? You get gunshot residue on your hands. He had none, which means he didn't shoot no gun. But she already told her fans he did. She told her fans when she was walking away, he did that shit. So if he shot her from behind, the bullet should have hit from behind, not on the side, honey buns. You know how bullets work? If I shoot you from behind, it's going to be a straight shot. It's not going to do no matrix shit and go around a circle and then bam, hit you in the ankle. And then 2 weeks later, you on stage shaking your ass. It don't work like that. I don't give a fuck what picture she posted. I don't give a fuck. What I care about is how she lied on that black man. What I do care about is the facts. And the facts came out that he had no gunshot residue on his hands. His fingerprints were nowhere on the gun. So Bianca, who else could have shot that gun, honey buns? It wasn't him, but she had already told her fans it was him. Since you want to go hard for your queen. I'm not saying she didn't get shot. I'm saying that she's wrong about who shot her. Because everybody else said that she was drunk and jealous that he was fucking her friend, who she thought was her best friend. So what I think happened was she was fighting someone over a gun in the car, like they said in the first story that she said was a lie. And someone shot down at the floor. That's how you can get hit on the side of your foot. Come on, Bianca. Do you have a degree? If you're going to go hard for this woman, come on this panel with facts. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't. Meg Thee Stallion has a history of putting her hands on men. She has a history. I've seen Tory Lanez have a conversation with a girl named Shakana, T.I.'s wife's friend, Shakana, and she was yelling, ah! And he said, ma'am, look, I'm not yelling at you. Can you calm down? Oh, she's yelling, and he was on the one the whole time. So that told me that he doesn't get aggressive that fast, but she does. So do you honestly think I'm going to believe that this man threw his whole career away when he was already fucking 2 women? Because clearly her stuff wasn't enough. He was fucking her friend too. And that's what I believe. I believe that happened. I don't believe he shot her though. And when the truth comes out, Bianca, I hope you do issue an apology for assuming, because people assume when you see a woman crying on camera and pointing fingers at somebody. So Bianca, since you love Cardi B so much, do you believe that she did drug and rob men? Or do you think that video she made was just her trying to get her acting career off the ground? Since you love her so much. Do you believe that? Because, she made that video. Do you believe it? Or are you gullible too? And you think that it wasn't real? Get back to me on that. Kenny, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Go ahead, Kenny.
No, first and foremost, man, good to finally hear from you. Always here, always listening and reading what you got posted up. But to the topics that you're bringing up, a lot of it is not so much is to believe or not believe. Facts are facts. It's the fact that people put their opinions and their support behind something, sans fact. And when those facts come out, people want to stick with it. They don't want to show face, or sometimes it's harder to apologize than to just keep up a lie, right? But at the same time, like, these people are operating on a different paycheck. Like, we ain't even in the same tax bracket. So hearing about their type of problems, you got a person like Meg the Stallion that is used to being the more dominant figure in her circle, whether it's men or women. But what happens when you put a camera to your person's actions, right? Not just in front of them for what they're doing, but in front of them to let them speak for themselves. You have a lot of contradictions. She knows what what she can do. She knows where her opinion is as a public figure, as a person that has the support of many women, top leading artists, and now she's with another top leading artist. The first thing you want to do is make sure you get your point across and your support, your fan base. But how hard is it to be accountable? And that's the one thing that's missing across the whole board is accountability. Honestly, I think if they're in this position that someone's carrying a gun to even be in a position to get shot, they all wrong. Like, every single one of them is wrong for that, for putting himself in that situation. But for it to escalate the way it do, and for people to come out and have the support on both sides, even as things are coming to light, I mean, keep that same energy when the facts come out about your celebrity. If they're the person that you're champagning, at least champagne them when they're wrong and keep supporting them. And that's something that people don't realize they can do. You can still call somebody out and still support them. You just expect them to do better. And I can go on and on about that, man. I appreciate the time to let me say my piece.
Thank you. And what you said, I agree. And like I said, people like to flip your words around and make it seem like I said one thing when that's not what I said. What makes me mad is how people come to a conclusion of someone based off of an allegation instead of waiting for the facts. This Tory Lanez and Megan bullshit has been going on for over 2 years. And people love to make up excuses. Well, can you mute your phone for me, hon? Because I can hear your background. People love to make up excuses and say, well, it was during COVID. That's why they didn't get him. And he was convicted because of this. And because I don't want to hear that shit. Because during COVID, people were being convicted and charged and put in prison. There's no excuse. The thing about it was she came out on live and cried like she was auditioning for a role and told everybody Tory did it. He did it. He. And what did her fans do? Deport his ass. Let's get him locked up. They all tried to ruin his life. And it's been like that for years. And in that time that she told everybody Tory did it, she's gotten endorsement deals and all these deals. And we're still waiting on the facts. Then when the DA says, well, hey, there was no gunshot residue on his hands or fingerprints from him on that gun. That tells me that Tory did not have the gun that shot Megan. That's what I'm saying. I believe facts. I don't believe a crying ass broad with colored hair. I don't believe that shit. What I do believe is what happens when they go to court and the actual facts come out. But see, you women are so trained to believe anyone crying and screaming, this happened. Oh my gosh. You don't wait for the facts. But if it's your son being shot in the street, you tell people, don't judge him off of what he did when he was 8. Wait for the facts, right? But see, when it's your own, y'all don't even follow your own advice. You don't. And then, let me see, somebody else, I saw a comment earlier from Mecca. Mecca said, Cardi seems to keep it real. She wasn't lying about luring, drugging, and robbing those men. Correct. She didn't lie about that. She said she did it. But what happened after? Nothing, right? Nothing. In that video, did she ever say, I apologize to all those men I did that to? I was wrong. Do you remember her saying that, Mecca?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Kenny.
Yeah.
I wasn't done, hon. Mecca, do you remember that? Do you remember Cardi B ever saying in that video, and I apologize to all the men that I lured and robbed and drugged and had trannies assault them? I'm sorry for that. Did she ever say that? Go ahead, Kenny. I'm sorry, hon.
No, I want to play advocate on that one, on the other side of that. I've been in the situation to know a lot of women like Cardi coming up, and a lot of times there's no excuse for doing those things, but there is a reason and a purpose, and there is validity to a point. Because a lot of these dudes that are in those type of situations are dudes of ill repute who have done just as many crappy, shitty things to other women specifically. And a lot of times they were targeted because of these actions. Now, of course, in no way do I know if that was the same situation with Cardi. She could have been doing, the guy at his bachelor party, the guy that's his first time at a strip club, or it could be those high businessmen on vacation. But a lot of those situations come from these dudes who are not the person that is sitting there sticking up for anybody. If anything, they're the reason why Me Too movements exist. So there's to a point where I understand the indifference of people's opinions and how things can come out when you're initially hearing it. But at the same time, there is a culture of evil at all levels that exists out there to where situations like this are deserving and well. Now, one more time, do not promote that in any single way, but I understand why situations like that happen from those who are trying to come up on a bag and those who are trying to get back at those who have done some critically immoral type stuff. So there is a point to where I see where women like Cardi have had to do that and the reasons that may exist for doing it. Should there have been some sort of apology? I mean, honestly, if she's not going to be sorry for it, I think her not apologizing speaks exactly to her honest character, because in her mind these men deserved it. So why would she apologize? Is it to please her crowd to say, I wish I hadn't done that, or you shouldn't do these type of things? Maybe. But to apologize for something that was intentional, I mean, that just stays with an honest character that, okay, at least she's owning up to it. So I think there's a line to where people
Kenny,
understand and it can be
mm-mm.
explanation. Go ahead.
Kenny, I'm very disappointed that you're. Go ahead and mute your phone because I don't want to hear the static. But I'm very disappointed to hear this from a man. You're basically saying that those men deserved it, and I almost hung up. I almost kicked you out of the studio just now because what you just said was a bowl of shit. I'm keeping it real with you. At no point did none of those men deserve to be robbed, drugged, and assaulted by trannies. At any fucking point. I don't care if these men, had a felony for robbery from 20 years ago. None of them deserved it. What you're doing is victim shaming, like they say people do when they say, well, why was she at the bar at 6 a.m. with a miniskirt on? Why was she drinking with those guys? Why was she walking by herself on the street? That's what you just did, Kenny. I'm disappointed because it's coming from a man. You're a Captain Save a Hoe. That's what you just did. You saved a hoe. Cardi B, there's no excuse. I don't care what man did to her. You don't do that back to another man who's not a willing participant. No one asked to be drugged. What you're saying is that if somebody pissed me off, if a man hurt me, that I can go and drug the next man and get his ass for what that man did. No, Kenny, that's not right, bro. I don't give a fuck what these men did to her. You go to the cops, you report it, but you don't lure all these men into a space where they think they're just gonna fuck, and you rob them, you drug them, and you have trannies assault them. That will never be okay with me, bro. So the fact that you just said, well, I understand why Cardi did it, man, you a Captain Save-A-Hoe, and I'm keeping it real with you. You're going to lose a lot of respect from a lot of people because you're encouraging her behavior, and that's not an excuse. I don't give a fuck what. She was a stripper. She was stripping. That's what she chose to do instead of getting a job like these other women. She could have got her ass a job. Maybe she could have sold hair. Maybe she could have did something more lucrative that would help her. She chose to strip. And in most strip clubs, you got the VIP rooms where they bring a high roller. See, they bring the high roller up to the next floor who's going to pay you big money. You know this man is worth a lot. And you know if you drug him and he finds out that a tranny had his way with him, he ain't going to report that. So what she did was calculated. It was a predator move, bro. Everything you just said, I disagree 1000%. Because what you just said is that if a woman gets raped and she decided to go to a bar and have drinks, wearing a mini skirt and a bra top, and she gets raped, you're saying she deserved it because she put herself in that position. Because there are people out there who are just evil and they deserve it. No, Kenny. No, bro. I'm sorry. I can't rock with you on that. I can't. And
That's
I'm
not
sure
what I
people in the
said.
comments. That's
Let
clearly
me
what you
let me
said,
please
bro.
clarify. May
Yeah, but
I
everybody
clarify?
in the comments heard it.
Let
So
me
now
may I
this is
clarify?
no. What you're about to do is
If
backtrack. Go ahead and
No, I'm
backtrack.
not. No backtracking. I'm stating what I'm saying. What I stated was, okay, situations of men of ill repute who do negative things. You're saying go to the police. Cool. I'm that is the right way to proceed about this. Ain't nobody Captain Saving Her. What I said was I have grew up in a situation, and to clarify the situation, I'm talking about trauma from assault, children on up, and the men that get nothing happen to them when there are reports, when there are stuff, because they have money in their pockets that prevent them from going anywhere. If we want to talk about the justice system and stuff, we need to understand that money runs everything full blown. What I said was, do I agree with what the shit happened? No, I understand why things like that pop off. And for some of these men who have been doing some evil ass shit to people, who got away with it because of who they are and their status in life. Did it happen to some of these men? Yes. Should it have happened in that situation? No. But I understand where some of this comes from, because I've seen it personally. I've seen fathers go next door to whoop the ass of the guy who the cops refused to do shit about him fucking his son. I've seen women who go to the cops because their husband beat them, their friends, fuck their friends, rape their daughters, because they have money, go places to like these ill repute, and these women do some shit to these dudes because that's the only way it can get. Should it happen? No. Does it happen? Yes. And I've seen situations to where it is understood. So please, please, I agree with how your point of view is. All I'm saying is, should it happen? Fuck no. Do I understand why some of these happen to some men? Yes. But the women
But
that do it, whether they're strippers, whether I've seen mothers do some of the dirtiest stuff to get back at these type of men. Now, her being a stripper, yo, hey, I can't complain for those who choose to make money they way. That's them. Do what you do. Is it legal? Okay. You pop what you gotta pop, make your dollars. It's legal. The shit you do that's behind the scenes, should she have got caught and persecuted against the law? Absolutely. Should there have been some repercussions for her admitting it if these men choose to come forward? Because how many times have other women come forward from men of stature that there's no proof that they did it, and still that man had to have some repercussions? If there was something that happened, these men have an opportunity to come up. And just the same way, we don't victim shame. If they come up, they should get the equal support of everybody that's coming up. But the reason why some of these men are coming up, yes, I'm sure it's shame. Yes, I'm sure it's pride. Yes, I'm sure it's from what's going to happen to them socially. But I guarantee there's some men who's like, fuck, I know exactly why that happened. I know, ooh, yeah, this is for that. I'm pretty sure they know exactly what it is. So not everybody in this situation, 10,000 snakes coming in, there's 1,000 that wants to bite and poison people. But does that mean we have to ignore all the other ones? No. All I'm saying is, this is reality. This is life. The fact that she admits that, guess what? That is happening all across the world to people who don't deserve it, or people who should never be in those situations. So I'm a first generation American. So seeing the stuff that I've seen, trust me, America in a lot of ways comes off as being very high powered and misstated with how their government works. And the expectation of justice is supposed to be there, but you put the right money in the right hands, and especially if you're the right color, we all know what happens with that. So sometimes justice has to be taken outside of the court in many different ways. And this woman, for whatever she did, I can only hope that some of that was for those type of men. But at the end of the
mm-mm,
day,
mm-mm.
she too deserves to go and get go against the system. Should any of these men come forward based on her admittance, they deserve their justice, and she deserves to go to the courts and be judged by the people as well. But reality, okay? And this is the part that I get, you will never agree with me because of our two different experiences.
Come on, Kenny,
There
wrap
are
this
some.
up on.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mute. Go on.
I wasn't trying to be rude, but clearly a lot of people in the comments, they're not tuning in with what you're saying. They feel like you are going around the problem. I don't think you're understanding where I'm coming from at all either. And I think we can disagree
Okay.
to disagree, because at this point,
Okay.
I still disagree with what you said, even how you try to flip the words around this time. No, I don't think anyone deserves to be drugged and assaulted and robbed without their consent. That is just not okay with me. I don't give a fuck. What you're basically saying is that one of those men she did it to probably deserved it. Again, you're victim shaming, Kenny. And then you're trying to correlate it with what you grew up around. Bruh, that's not the same. You didn't hear her say, well, yeah, this guy, I heard he molested a 3-year-old. So I couldn't wait to get him in the VIP room. And then we did what he did to the 3-year-old. She never said that, Kenny. So you got to stop assuming that those guys deserved what they got. They were high rollers. That's why they were robbed. That's why they were drugged. Because you're not going to get their money willingly if they're not drugged. So listen to what I'm saying, Kenny. What you just did was a bunch of nothing. It was. I'm disappointed that a man is supporting what a woman did to another man without his consent. Now, Kenny, I'm sure that if you went and met with a woman, let's say at Starbucks, and she put something in your drink, okay, and you woke up and a guy was leaving out the room, how would you feel, Kenny? Would you say, I'm going to go to the cops? Then you realize your wallet is gone. Everything's gone. And you know that the guy that was leaving out of that room wasn't the girl that you went into the room with because you were drugged, Kenny. So who's going to actually admit to that? Not one man is going to admit to that because she took advantage of them. That's what she did. They were high rollers. In strip clubs, I know you saw movies on how this shit works. I know you've seen it. It's not hard. When you got a high roller in the building and they know you're worth money, they're going to do that to you because they know you're not going to say shit. Maybe some of those guys were married. Maybe. But you can't assume that they all had criminal records and they deserved it. Cardi B was a trifling individual. That's not the first time she admitted to doing some wrong. It's not. I don't care what your life was about. You have no right to drug a man and put him in a position like that where you know he ain't going to say shit. It's just not right. It's not, Kenny. No one deserves that. And I don't care if they're in a strip club. If it was illegal, they wouldn't have them, right, Kenny? So you can't judge a man for going to a strip club. Believe it or not, some go in there just to get a drink. They do. Some go in there just to get a drink. They could be passing through. You don't know. But at the end of the day, not one man deserved what she did to them. Not one. I don't give a fuck what they did. Because do you think Cardi B knew their background when they came up in there? When you go to strip clubs now, do they do a background check? Hell no, they don't. So come on, Kenny. You're a Captain Save-A-Ho. They don't do background checks. So how would she have known what these guys did? All we know is what she admitted to, right? She drugged and robbed them for that reason because they weren't going to give up the money willingly, right? So she took it without their consent. That's the same as a woman being raped and you saying, well, why'd you wear the miniskirt? Well, I'm sure she probably did something in her life to deserve to be raped. That's what you sound like, Kenny. And it's disgusting, bro. And I hope that your family didn't hear this because you saying that, it just makes you look worse. It does. Who else do we have on here? Unbiased? The unbiased? Can you hear me, hon?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well. Speak up. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm so glad to be here. And I don't know what Kenny was talking about. That was definitely performative as hell. It was very dangerous for him to side with somebody that openly admitted to doing something that we all know would not go the other way. And it's not about pointing the other finger and trying to make it seem like, oh, men and women can't do this. Wrong is wrong. And overall, what we're talking about with Cardi B is she openly admitted to doing something that we all know is not a part of the code when it comes to what the sex workers talk about doing. When these men go to certain types of clubs and go to pay for services like that, they're paying for privacy. They're not paying to be drugged. They're not paying to be taken advantage of. She abused the situation and came up off of it. And like you said, got rewarded for it. The same way that Megan Thee Stallion did the same thing. She lied to the media. She lied to the police. She lied to her fans. And then you ask us why we say she's a liar. She lied 3 different times. Tell me one time where she told us the truth. And then maybe I can go with some facts on you. But there have been no facts in that anywhere as well. So we got to look at the entire scope of things instead of siding with the gender just because you want to internalize some misandry that's not meant for you.
What you just said, I wish I could just bag it up and sell it for $5 on Amazon. But you just saved the man right there because, like I said, I wasn't trying to be rude to Kenny, but he pissed me the fuck off because I'm telling you, we were talking about sexual assault, and he said what he said just then. Oh man, he'd be canceled. You can't say those type of things. So let me ask you this question: do you feel like lately on social media that you've seen more female or male predators? And be honest, sir.
Well, when I look at the female predator, I'm actually a victim of sexual assault by a female predator that I met online. When you look
Oh
at
my
some of them, they
goodness.
utilize their platforms in order to get things that they want. They utilize their platforms in order to go for people. And then what they do is they do things by going to the victim and playing on some of their emotional ties and some of the things that they may or may want from things. Now, this person started a whole hashtag me too, he is a Q, and was speaking out about men that were taking advantage of people and raping women in organizations. I drew to her platform because I was inspired by her work. I was inspired by that. But little did I know she was taking people's stories, the victims she was speaking to, and internalizing things in order to get money from people, in order to get what women are now. You worry about the subs all the time. These people are getting subs now. They're getting men to pay them for their trauma, getting men to pay them for their types of things that they do now. So when we talk about women and sexual predators, they utilize their sexuality to go for broken men and egos. Now, granted, I wasn't broken. I was more drawn to the fact that she was speaking out against that type of people. I am not for anybody getting taken advantage of, man, woman, child, or other. I'm more focused on the righteous side of everything that's going on. But when we talk about these women that utilize their sexuality, they go for these people that are broken and go for the one thing that they know they can use, like sirens. They play this song in order to lure these men in, and then they end up crashing on the waves as soon as they find out that she's not what she's meant to be.
Well, first I want to say I'm sorry to hear that that happened to you. And a lot of men, believe it or not, when I have posted about some of the female predators, I get a lot of inboxes from men who say that they were also molested by people that were supposed to be close to them, a cousin, a babysitter, a neighbor that the mom said, "Hey, can you watch my son?" Or they were doing sexual acts at a young age to women, and nowadays it's seen as, oh, you the man for that, you had you an older woman. But in reality, it is scarring our men, and it's turning them into these R. Kellys and into these guys who they don't, reality is not, it's not real to them what they're doing. And people were quick to say R. Kelly was sick until they found out he was being molested by women, and people still
Yes.
say, well, it's his fault, he should have got help. Are you fucking kidding me? But if a young girl was molested by men in her family, should we say, well, she should have got help? No. Take your time, sweetie. We understand the trauma. So it's never going to be the same energy. It's always going to be one sided. And again,
Yeah.
Cardi B should not be making music today. And the fact that they're giving her a deal where she's doing cartoons, this is the same woman that admitted to doing crimes and getting
Mm.
away with it. And instead of them saying, no, we need to look more into this, maybe we can have some people come up anonymously like they did those 22 women with Deshaun Watson. We didn't know all their names, right? Half of them were Jane Doe's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they went through all this trouble to make sure this man didn't have no job for a year to go and search for the truth with those 22 people, right? So when Cardi B came out and said that, where was the energy? Well, you know what? Let's see if we can get somebody in here that was around that time at that strip club, and let's see, and we'll tell them you'll be anonymous. Had anybody tried that? No, I haven't heard about it. All I'm saying is when she admitted to that crime, it should have been more energy with, we need to find out what happened. Maybe somebody would have came forward. But I don't think a man is really going to say, yeah, I woke up, my wallet was gone, I knew I was sexually assaulted, it wasn't by her, and you find that it was by a tranny. Men are not going to just come out and say, yep, that was me. It's just, they're not going to do that. They're not. It's
Absolutely
embarrassing
not.
because she got them at their lowest point. That's what I'm saying. These men were high rollers, and strip clubs, you have the VIP sections. This has been going on for years, but no man deserves to go into a private room expecting that, he might get a private, he might even went up into the room to get a private dance. Am I right? And she could have
Absolutely.
gave, here's your drink, baby. Drink this while I shake my ass. He's drinking it, and bam, he's drunk. So he might not even came up into the room for sex. It could have just been for a one-on-one lap dance. They
He
do
paid for
that
the
in strip clubs.
privacy. He don't want to be out on the main
Exactly.
floor getting a lap dance. You know what I'm saying? These are gentlemen. Like you said, he's a high roller. I'm more professional. He might be paying for a little more hands-on activity. That's why he paid, not to get taken advantage of. That's where she got the game fucked up.
So when she handed him that drink, he trusted that that was a regular drink, but that was one
Mm-hmm.
of the Cardi concoctions. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So
The Cardi
when Kenny,
cocktail.
yep, when Kenny the captain came on here and said, "Well, those guys could have did something bad in their life, and here's their man, set your ass up." I'm sorry, Kenny, but man, if we were in person, I would have put the hands on you because you're
Oh yeah.
saying something that makes no sense. These men didn't deserve that. You're a man, so I thought he would have had more, how can I say? I thought he would have been smarter to say, you're right, Daphne. These guys didn't. He said they had criminal records. How do we know all that? So let me ask you this: when you go to a strip club, do they do a background check? Because I wasn't aware of this. Can
They
y'all
don't
help
do a
me?
background check on anybody that comes in there. They check your ID and even the dancers that come in there. Some of them are just coming in for a shift or two. They're not checking them either. They're more worried about how much you can profit off of these women. It ain't nothing to do with who you are.
And he didn't say nothing about those dancers could be bad women too, right? Maybe that's why they don't have a real 9 to 5 job because their background check will come back with assault,
Nah, it's
child
papers in the
endangerment.
way.
I know strippers right now who have child endangerment on their background, domestic violence from putting their hands on their dude, robbery, stealing. So that's why they strip because they really don't care about those things. When you shaking your ass, that's bringing in the dollars, right? So
Right,
maybe that's
absolutely.
why. So since he wants to assume, maybe that's why Cardi B didn't have a real job, because she was a felon herself, right? But then you'll say, well, how do you know that? Exactly. So what Kenny did was exactly what people do when they want to victim shame, but he's trying to flip the script, and I couldn't have that. But thank you, man. I like what you just said. You said a lot of real stuff.
It's very necessary. That narrative that Kenny's have out there is demonstrative, and I guarantee you, he was raised by a single mother, so he wasn't just caping for Cardi B. He caping for his mama. He caping for his sister. He caping for his daughter eventually, because I know you're not gonna be there for her. Men like that don't really understand that we go through things as well that are very damaging to our character. You spoke earlier about Megan Thee Stallion and the things that she did in order to try to demonize this young black man. When you talk about actually ruining somebody's career and lying in the process of it, there's going to be no backlash when we actually find out that all those sympathy awards that she got for everything that she did was for naught, because this is somebody that really does not care about protecting a black man. She stated first, oh, I lied to the police to protect a black man. They spent a year and a half dragging him down and put a gag order in his mouth just so he couldn't speak and defend himself. Now we're not talking
Speak,
about
boy.
we're not talking about the fact that her and her best friend ain't friends no more. Well, why is that? I wonder why that is. That's confusing to
Speak,
me.
boy.
I thought you
Speak.
back was turned. Who did you see shoot you in the first place? I thought there was no gun residue or any way to clean the gun in the car. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a whole entire plot to get things done. And listen, I'm in Houston. I'm in the game, Daphne. Yo, check this out. Deshaun Watson has to deal with an entire system, a quarterback in the NFL that does not care about you at that position in any shape, form, or fashion. We all know that the former owner of the Texans was best friends, buddy with the lawyer that rounded all them girls up. It ain't no secret. It might be a secret for the outside world, but here in Houston, we all know that they're neighbors as well. So this is a system put in play to demonize these young men so the narrative can be spun in a direction that does not serve us well. And that's why people like Kenny are very damaging us, because he's out here caping for women that have gone and flat out said, I'd rather be the villain, and are making their money off of being the villain. Megan Thee Stallion just posed as a whole demon on a fucking cover of a whole trash ass tape and tried to sell it as an album and was upset with people and mad. And now she wondering why she getting sued for it. These women are proud. They're shameless, and you can't shame shameless people. It's ugly as hell.
Somebody passed the collection plate for this young brother. Everything you said was 100% facts. I support everything you just said. And another thing that you said that, caught my eye when you said that Meg Thee Stallion got sympathy awards. That's what everybody was calling them. They're saying that she's a pioneer. A pioneer of what? The hottie sauce? Because her music is not that good.
It's not.
And I'm not trying to judge her, but I grew up on the Missy Elliott's and the Lauryn Hills, people that actually could rap, that didn't need to shake their ass and go all the way down to the ground. See, the gimmicks. If you can't sell records, you sell ass. Sweetie, all these rappers today they're shaped the same and they all have the same type of rap. Nobody's original anymore. The only people that I rock with is Rhapsody, but people wouldn't even know who she is. Some of y'all don't even know who Rhapsody is. And Method Man endorsed her. He said she's the only real female MC in the game. And everybody got mad because they're so used to shake that for an icy chain. That bullshit that's on the radio right now. So again, Meg Thee Stallion, she lied her ass off and y'all believed it. Cried on live. And everybody soaked it up. Here's an award. Here's a $1 million endorsement deal for you. Here's some hottie sauce. Can you get the fuck out of here?
But see, who is Meg signed to? 300 Entertainment. Who bought 300 Entertainment? Warner Music Group. Who did Tory just get his masters back from? Warner Music Group. It's a game. It's a system. Y'all got to understand they playing politics out here for these boys.
And somebody said something earlier. I think I already put it up here. Patrick. He said the major problem in this country is that the women genuinely control the court system. I absolutely agree with that. Like you just said, she came out and said, oh, I was lying for Tory, protecting the black man. But then you said something else. Why her and her best friend aren't friends anymore? So when Tory said the truth is I fucked them both, I was fucking them both, and Megan is very possessive. We've seen her track record. She's put her hands on many men in her past.
She's an alcoholic. We know Megan Peter's an alcoholic in Houston. Why we believe in alcoholics?
Exactly. So when we heard those stories that she was drunk that night, she finds out that he's been fucking both of them, and then a fight ensued. It's so easy to come to the conclusion that the guy who originally said she was drunk off her ass, when she gets drunk, she gets violent. Nobody wanted to be around her. Even Kylie Jenner was trying to hide. because she didn't want that energy around her. So Megan was already off the chain. But then y'all believe her crying with a good wig on because she's crying. I said I won't believe anything until I see the facts. Now, when I posted that I felt she was full of shit, it went viral. It was like at 100 and something thousand shares. I had death threats, women saying, "You bitch, how you gonna not go for the woman? She's a black woman, protect the black woman," and all this other bullshit. 2 years later, y'all quiet, crickets, because you know the truth is about to come out, but no one's gonna give that man the apology he deserves. They're
I
just
thought
gonna
we
say,
was
"Go
I thought
ahead."
we was protecting black women out here, but she backdoored her best friend. We got to remember who was fucking who first. Tory was fucking on her best friend first. Megan backdoored her. That's. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's intent for me to harm somebody. I'm not saying I got to go all out, but I'm just saying. You got to think about what we're talking about here. She's talking about we protecting black women, but she's not protecting the black man by dragging his name through the mud. Going all out by dragging these court cases out. They've been trying to bleed his pockets dry. That's why these court cases have been drawn out. It's not because Tory may be found guilty. It's because this whole entire system she's got behind her, like you said, I don't care if she knows Jay-Z, that whole entire system over there is trying to bleed this young man's pocket dry because they know he is independent. So all the money that he's getting right now, the reason why he's out here doing the most by dropping all these albums is because he knows for a fact, just like everybody out here knows, that when it comes down to the fact of the matter, we're going to find out the truth, that this alcoholic was out here lying the entire time, and we're going to have some restitution to pay for her. And black women aren't going to be ready to hold her accountable because a lot of things you got to hold her accountable are shameful to other black women because they see themselves in Megan out here popping and drinking hottie sauce, throwing out their pH and shit. It's crazy.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. If men started mimicking the videos that I posted, allowing their daughters to swing from stripper poles or allowing their daughters to touch another man's ass in a club or something, how do you think the reaction would be from the women?
It would be all out outrage, and it's really boils down to thinking about what that does for young girls that have fathers. We got to think about the dynamic of men. We're supposed to be literally leaders and setting the tone. Now, most men are out here trying to reciprocate energy with women. That's not what we should do. We should set the tone, and they're supposed to reciprocate that energy. So when we look at men or that reverse of that, that would be an all-out outrage. And I guarantee you, as fast as your videos get taken down from time to time, speaking the truth against those videos, those would be taken to the prosecutor, and I guarantee those men would be locked up 3 or 4 minutes after that happens. They go do entire investigative work to get those men off the street. I guarantee you on that.
Oh yeah, they will. And like you said, even when you show facts to people, that's now seen as hate speech and they mute you just as fast as you put it out there. So again, these female predators are given the platform to post this crazy nonsense. And then when I reshare it, I'm blocked, but the originator of the content is still up and running with that same video. So I used to ask myself, why is it happening to me and not them? Because it's not about the message, it's the messenger. They don't like me. And that's why I'm going to continue to hold these women accountable because I'm saying it too much. And they never get their kids taken away. A judge will still say, okay, she made a mistake. She can still get the kids half the time. That's how it is.
Yo.
I got a brother who just lost his case of trying to get full custody because the mom was telling everybody that he was fucking his daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the truth came out and they actually spoke to the daughter and she said, Mommy told me to say it, the judge still gives her 50% custody. Why? If she'll go through great lengths to create a false narrative of the dad being a predator, do you know
Mm-hmm.
what he went through during that time when she said it? Because she was crying like Meg the Stallion, crying like a little baby, and telling everybody he's been touching our daughter and he scares her and now he's forcing her to go with him too. All that was a lie. When it came out months later, the death threats, his car getting egged, his house getting bombed, all these things that happened to him. He can't get none of that stuff back. Lost his job. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, we're just doing downsizing, when really it was the reputation that was following him. She ruined this man's fucking life, and the judge still said, you get 50% custody too. What kind of shit is that? So women have been running this system for years. They could do no wrong in these judges' eyes at all. Occasionally, you get a good judge that actually does his fucking job, but 9 times out of 10, they don't give a fuck about the men. It's all about the women. And I can give you 50 examples. So again, these female predators will continue to be given the platform to do what they do, exploit their kids. You had a woman that was using a spray bottle, spraying her son in the face. Stop, mom, stop. Then he just gave up and sat there, slouched, while she was spraying the fucking bottle. Are y'all really gonna say that that's what a parent's supposed to do? But if the dad was doing it, stop, daddy, stop. Oh my gosh, call CPS, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is never the same. And I have that video. She did it with her son and her daughter. Okay, literally drowned him, was spraying the hell out of him because she was following the TikTok shit. TikTok has banned me so many times, and they're the biggest platform with the nastiest shit. Remember when
Yep.
they did the red light challenge?
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
remember that? I saw
Mm-hmm.
moms doing it with their kids. Tell me y'all didn't see those videos of the
Disgusting.
let me tell you how they flipped the script on that. Then when guys, they said, because they said it was only guys doing it, when they figured out how to remove that red filter. How dare you remove the filter and you can see my nipple? Well, let me ask you a question. How did it get out there? How did it get
Mm-hmm.
out there? You don't think that people know how to hack and change the lighting of your video to see what's behind it? You chose to go on TikTok and you didn't think no one would see your nipples and your ass, but now they have it to where they can remove it and see it. And you immediately said it was men when it was women doing it to men too, because men were doing the challenge as well. But what blew my mind was how a woman would have a robe on and so would her daughter. Why? How
Mm.
are y'all able to get away with this shit and still be a parent? How do you still have your kids? That should be enough to take a child. But you know what? The courts would still say, well, she gave birth to the daughter. She should be with her mother, right? The dad ain't
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
able to help. It's sad. These female predators are getting away with it right in front of us, y'all. All these videos that I post, they didn't just fall from the heavens. They were sent to me because they're already viral. So when a woman tells me, why do you reshare it? Don't ask me that stupid shit. I'm gonna reshare what the fuck I want to. You just don't want to see it because it's a woman doing bad. And women will always tell me, well, you don't ever post men. Well, show me a man on TikTok with his daughter doing some nasty shit. And I promise you I'll post it. I've only seen one in the past 8 months.
Mm.
One. And guess what happened to him? CPS went knocking on his door. He
Oh
went to
yeah.
his Instagram. He took down every video he had of his daughter and then issued an apology, y'all. So don't tell me I don't go to work. I go to work on men too. They just don't do it like y'all. It's probably 95 to 5%. 95% is women. Y'all just keep doing it because y'all know y'all never get caught. But when I hold you accountable, you keep reporting me for the shit that you guys are doing. But like I said, let me ask you this. Why did they go so hard for Cardi B, but then they want R. Kelly to stay locked up when they're both predators?
They go hard for Cardi B because, like I said, that resembles a lot of them. They use their friends as crash test dummies all the time. They say their friends live in this fucking crazy lifestyle that they know they can't live, knowing that it's toxic as hell, knowing it could end up being very, very demonizing to everybody around them. So they go and praise that because they see her going through feats and going through shit they know they shouldn't be surviving. On the other hand, they felt and have internalized misandry, like I said, that wasn't meant for them. They're up here pleading and going for this girl that they believe is for them when she's really not. She's exploiting the shady side of them. The worst sides of them are being exploited for money. And that's what they glorify more because they see that person as a hero for some type of freedom that they aspire to have sexually. And that's why it's so dangerous because she's preying on that sexual aspect of them, encouraging body empowerment and body positivity when it's really toxic femininity. And it really boils down to understanding that it's misandry in there, but and underlying all that feminist movement that they're in. I have no problem with the feminist movement. It's the misandries behind the feminist movement that are keeping other women single by spewing bullshit like Cardi B does. She knows she's not happy and she knows she's not the only one. Yet and still they glorify that lifestyle because they know at the end of the day, they'll never be able to attain some type of bullshit ass facade that she's putting on TV. We know she's not happy. It's obvious, but we got to look at what they always see. They see the fucking things on TV. They don't even look up and go outside and breathe and smell the roses sometimes. They're more concerned about what's on the phone than what actually happens in real life.
Boy, I'm telling you, you have been spitting facts ever since you've been on this panel, and a lot of people agree in the comments, and I'm with you on that. And something else that someone said that I highlighted, it came from Eric. He said, then she just tried to backdoor Rihanna. So we all heard that
Mm.
Rihanna and Meg, the contract for Fenty has been, they didn't renew it. And I
That was
asked
like a
myself,
year
why
ago,
did
though, right? That was like a
no,
year ago, wasn't it?
this was recently. This happened recently. They didn't renew her
Okay.
contract. It just
Okay.
expired. So people were like, "Well, contracts expire." But check this out: if she was doing a great job, wouldn't you renew, or would you say, "You know what? I know some shit is about to go down, and I don't want Fenty behind that." So people know what's about to go down, and they're preparing themselves. I think Rihanna said, "I'm not going to renew this woman's contract because it's about to get ugly,"
It get
and they
even
know it.
deeper. It gets even deeper than that. Think about who Tory's been hanging around in the media. You know, industry conscious people like Drake have been seen around Tory throughout this fiasco. They said Drake don't even follow Megan Thee Stallion. And we know why, because like I said, she's an alcoholic and she's reckless. People like that would never associate their brand with a huge female fan base if they didn't know for a fact this man might be all right. We got to use our head when we think about stuff like this. Drake jeopardized that and be around that man if it weren't for the fact that he knew something was up. Think about the baby being around him. I'm not saying he's the best guy to be around, but why would you even associate with Tory Lanez or even bring him on stage and rolling loud when you knew Meg was there if you weren't even concerned about anything that was going on in there? When you know your brand is hanging on by a thread every single week. The publicist is going through hell right now trying to spin every narrative that the baby comes up with. But we got to think about the industry itself. They're not just sitting around just trying to miss money with people that they know are hot. Tory was on top of the world whenever this came up. We remember Quarantine Radio. Quarantine Radio hit 1 million views on IG. At the time, that was major. Nobody else had did that and was consistent with it. He had dropped album after album. He was hot. He was going through so much. And like I said, once he got those masters back, that's when they went ahead and did what they had to do. But that's why it's so important to remember what game they're playing. Because like I said, industry conscious people wouldn't associate themselves. And Rihanna, I don't want to hear about the rumors about Meg trying to shoot at ASAP. I don't want to hear about any of that. We're talking about realistically, industry conscious people don't want to associate with liars, and that's what's happening right now.
Yes, and she's starting to lose a lot of friends and a lot. Like I said, I've always said at the beginning that I didn't believe Meg because when you tell the truth, it's always going to be the same. She kept adding stuff in, and then again, when she said he shot her, she did show the picture of the side of her foot. That looked like fragments probably hit it because
they lost the fragments. Though they lost the fragments.
There were people that came onto that post when I posted the picture that got reported, and they said like guys who said I've been shot before, okay, and they said ain't no way in a few weeks I'll be able to dance. Mind you, Meg Thee Stallion doesn't weigh 110 pounds. She's thick. I'm not saying fat. I'm saying she got curves, right? So when you're going all the way down to the ground to pop your ass in heels when you were supposed to be shot in the foot just a few weeks later, that you didn't get shot. Quit telling people you got shot instead of it being just a graze. There is a difference. If someone shot you, they shot you. If you got graves, that means that it hit you, but it didn't hit you. Do you get what I'm saying? It grazed you. So she was creating this narrative like this man, and she said, Tory shot me. So
she should have said Tory shot at me, not Tory shot me. If you turned around and saw he was holding the gun, that's another story. You don't say somebody shot you when you got a big ass foot that got all these bones in it. Ain't no damn way so you don't know who shot you at that point, especially if your back was turned and you're drunk. I don't believe you.
I don't either. And I'm hoping that when the truth does come out that it wasn't him, and because a lot of people are saying, well, who's left? Her best friend. You know, the best friend that she's not friends with no more. They could have been going for the gun because she, like I said, when you're drunk, you do crazy stuff. We all heard that video of Megan talking about how, me and my ex, we were going at it. And then the cops rolled up and they just so happened to roll up when you know how she talks, when I was putting my hands on him. And then they took me in. So she was saying that when the cops rolled up on her putting hands on her ex, they only saw her hitting him. And that's why she got taken away. I said, come on, Meg, because if he had been hitting you too and y'all was out in the open, y'all both would have went down. But only she went down for that. So let that sink in. She has a history of getting drunk and putting her hands on people. And that's not the people said when she used to drive the boat, she was crazy. I believe it. Because how many times have you seen her driving a boat?
That's the top of her alcoholic phase. Like everybody's over enabling the alcoholic. She over here driving the boat. No, she's in a crisis mode. She needs therapy. She just lost her mom, her grandma. Y'all need to wrap your arms around this young girl. When she was driving the boat, she should have been crashing and burning and sitting down for a moment. Goodness gracious.
But see, real friends, she didn't have no real friends around her. And at the end of the day,
she gonna backdoor him. She backdoored her only friend that she had. She backdoored her.
And I think that friend now is in a new relationship about to have a baby. So at the end of the day, she went on with her life and said, look, I'm gonna live my life to the fullest and we good. But again, that truth will come out probably 2.5 years later, because it's already been 2 years, right? We've been waiting for an outcome. And all we've been hearing is now the truth, the ballistic reports. We've been getting a lot of information that's showing that someone did shoot at her, but it was not Tory. So who's left in that mix, in that party, in that little vibe that was all those people that was at the party? It's easy to narrow it down. Her best friend Tory or Meg shot herself. Who would you think did it? So at the end of the day, she went online and had already said his name. So I hope that when he comes out to be the person that didn't do it, that he sues her for defamation, because what he went through for 2 years, no black man should go through. He's losing endorsements. She's getting endorsements off of an allegation, because all they saw was a crying black woman with colored hair, crying her eyes out saying, Tory shot me. So that's why he lost and she won. Because do you honestly think they would have still gave her Popeyes? You think she would have got a Grammy? I mean, she got the Grammy because of Beyonce. Let's keep that shit real.
Yep.
If
Yep.
Beyonce didn't jump on that remix, that original, she wouldn't have got no fucking Grammy. So don't act like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Savage had a dope beat to it. But when Beyonce hopped on that shit, that's when I actually listened to the song itself.
Wake it up. Yep.
I'm being honest.
Yep.
Anybody that does a song with Beyonce, you're most likely gonna get up there. Let's keep it 100. Y'all. Beyonce don't really do features with people, right? So
That's
it's
a
like
Houston connection. Houston, that's that Houston connection. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, y'all saying, oh, she got a Grammy because her music is that good. No, you can do a single, get a good top star on that shit, and get that Grammy. You can. It's not hard to do. You got a lot of people out here with Grammys like Cardi B who didn't even write her shit. But you got Lauryn Hill who had 8 and didn't have to sell any sex to get those 8. So again,
think about that. Her album was the first one to win one in 1998, and then almost 20 years later, we get Bodak Yellow, which gets the same type of Grammy. That's bullshit, and it shows how much they want you to degrade yourself in order to get some level of fame. They gave you the blueprint whenever Lauren did it. They showed you that you can do it without shaking the ass. She even told you, do wop that thing. Have more positivity in that you can ever process in a lifetime. Yet and still we get Bodak Yellow, which is written by 18 different other people with a course that's not serving anybody any purpose, and it's getting the same type of awards. What are they doing to our black women? It's showing a certain level of just misandry that's just disgusting at this point.
And what I don't understand is that I get reported for saying this woman needs to be held accountable, but these women who have these videos that are just so explicit, they're rated R. Every feature that Cardi B hopped on, she was naked in the video. The one with Normandy, they're both on a stripper pole, butt ass naked. Okay, that didn't get reported for nudity, but I guarantee you, if I would have took a screenshot and posted on my Facebook and said one of them is a mother, I would have got reported for hate speech, right? So the music today with females, it is 100% garbage, hot garbage to be exact. There's not one rapper that I can tell you right now that I'm listening to if it's not Rhapsody. She's the only one. Or I go back in the time, listen to my Missy Elliott, my MC Light, my Queen Latifah. I like rap when it made sense. Every female rapper, I would say 90% of the female rappers today, they have the same gimmicks: a wig with baby hair, a fake ass built body, and they know how to shake their ass. You don't even know them for their music. You don't. You don't even know what song they could sing. All you know is that, like Megan, they knew her for having strong knees. They knew the knees before the music, but I thought she was about music, right? So when they correlate you to having strong knees and knowing how to shake your ass, you're not really doing what you were set to do, hun. I would never want to be recognized for that. I wouldn't want these young girls to look up to me because you have strong knees, okay? Because the originator of the knees was really Sierra, if you want to be technical, right? But because Sierra didn't have all that baggage, that she has, the ass and stuff, they made her the new knee champion, whatever you want to call it. But all I'm saying is, what are you teaching these women out here that follow you? Then they said, well, she has a bachelor's degree in health administration. Yeah, it took her 10 years to get it. I got a double master's. I finished my second master's before she finished the bachelor's. You wasn't making no money like that during the quarantine, honey. You could have been finished that shit, but you had to save face. Okay, my music ain't selling. Let me get this degree and finish it and go viral for finishing a degree because my music ain't selling. Her albums have been dipping because the same music, same gimmick. So what happens? Now you want to come out and say this happened. When she said that Tory shot her, her music went up sky high. She was making money. She was at the top of her fame. When that truth comes out, I hope that she is working at Popeyes. Okay? She's going to go from endorsing them to actually being the person behind the counter. She deserves that life because when you lie on someone's name and they go through 2 years of being told that you're a predator, you shot a black woman and you're a black man, deport his ass back. They even created a change.org to deport him. You remember that?
They did it. They did it.
They did that shit.
We ain't forgot
so
that.
I'm saying they wanted every black man to not work with him. Women made sure that if anybody was linked to him, they were going to drag him and try to cancel him too. That's how she got jealous when the baby was like, no, I can work with who I want. Megan wanted to control the baby. He was like, no, you ain't going to control me, baby. Not me. She didn't like the fact that he was still cool. Like I said, these women, they are calculated. They know what they're doing. There's a plan for everything they do. Like I said, like you said with Cardi B. oh, I have a good life and y'all just hating on me because my husband loves me. Your husband has been cheating on you so many times. And when he cheated on you when you were pregnant with your first child, you go and have another kid. So at this point, Cardi B
She
knows her
like that
music is
shit.
only no.
Hmm.
This is the game that she's playing. She knows her music isn't gonna be at the top of the charts forever. So you get two kids by a man that's a part of the Migos, who is a big selling group, right? So that when your career falls off, you got them for all those years in child support. You're going to be rich for the rest of your fucking life. It's a game. Why would you have a second child with a man who cheated on you when you had your first child? All these women coming out, oh, I fucked Offset. She didn't give a damn. So even though you claim to be happy because he buys you a bracelet and a car and all that, inside, these women are hurting. They're screaming out for help. But instead of them doing the right thing, they're turning it into something negative so that they can get the attention that they desperately seek. And these are millionaires. They want the attention too. Like I said, from predators being online, and this is why regular women go online and say he touched me when he really didn't, because they see people like them getting away with it. What they're
Hmm.
teaching women is that you can make a video right now and say, hey, 5 years ago, this man rejected me. So I watched him drink his drink. And when he turned his back, I slipped something in there. And then I robbed him and I left him at a. Y'all would not give a damn. Well, it happened 5 years ago. Well, that guy didn't come out. He didn't report it. But if a man said it in a rap song, hint, hint, Rick Ross, put something in a drink. They took those lyrics and ran with that. Do you remember that too?
Oh yeah, I
They said
remember
he's a
that. Yeah.
predator. They said, how many women did he do that with? Oh, I hope that women come out and say that he did it. See, this is how women do things. If they hear Rick Ross say that he put something in someone's drink as a rap lyric, right? It may not have happened. They will hear that and say, well, I remember he was here on this date. I'm going to say that he tried to do that to
Hmm.
me. So it all matches what he already said. Women do that just to get a couple $1,000s.
Hmm.
That's why they do civil suits instead of criminal suit. Because a civil, you're spending money. That could be dragged out for years and years just to get the bag. And most celebrities are not going to stick around. They're going to settle because they don't have the time to drag out these cases. And women love to say, well, they only settled because they were guilty. Like the Kobe Bryant thing. Oh, he only settled because
Hmm.
he was guilty. No, Kobe was at the top of his career. Do you think he had time to go to court dates when he should have been on the court playing basketball? So people settle
Hell
because they know civil suits take forever. But if you really want to get a predator off the street, you'll go criminal, not civil. So these women they're predators and they're thirsty and they want money. Again, like I said, it all ties back to what I've been talking about for the past few weeks. Women have been in my inbox saying, where'd you get the video? Okay, well, tell me who really posted it so I can know it's real. Are you kidding me? So you think I'm posting fake videos? You think I'm actually telling people, cut? Okay, now I got content for the day. Get out of here, ladies. Stop that. Y'all got to do better.
Oh Lord, they done
And
brought up Chris Brown in the chat. Oh Lord.
no, they didn't. Hold on.
Oh Lord, they
Hold
done brought
on.
up Chris Brown. Oh Lord. Now let's not forget that that girl just got exposed for lying on my boy, but he had to have whole video and text message evidence for him to even believe it. If Chris did not have that information, which I hated for that young man to even have to have that information to have to connect with somebody, they would have never believed my boy. He would have been up shit's creek without tissue paper.
And what's crazy is that that's exactly what they said. They said that everyone believed the woman because another woman said this last year that Chris Brown sexually assaulted her, and they had proof that he wasn't even in the same vicinity. So again, you got women that do this every year. What about the woman who said that Trey Songz, sexually molested her, and she said it December 31st and said, "Woo! I finally got it off my chest." Well, now we're about to be in April in about a week? We're about to be in
Mm-hmm.
April. What happened? How come Trey is not in prison right now, serving time? These women, when they get rejected, when they find out that they're just a pump and dump, they will take what they did that night that was consensual and flip the script and say it was sexual assault
Oh
because
yeah.
they got rejected. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. These women are doing this every single day and getting the sympathy. Now, mind you, she's a bullshit ass DJ. She used to play ball, her and her sister. They got their little bodies done and they claim that, oh, because most of your female hoopers are not going to have no double D chest, abs, and a fat ass. It just doesn't work like that when you're working out. It's not
Mm-mm.
possible. So
Mm-mm.
these women went and got their bodies done. They're hanging out with these superstars. They were even around Drake. I don't even know if Drake hit that. I'm not gonna say he did. But then one of them, who was a DJ who's not getting any shows, who's about to release an album, comes out on December 31st and says, Trey Songz, the R word, me. And y'all know what that is. I can't say it. I know I said it before. Hopefully I don't get banned. But She said it happened. And all these women were like, what? How dare he? Then she dropped her music in the link and in the comments. It's a hustle.
It's a
And now
hustle.
everybody went to that single. So they promoting her, and now she's getting DJ gigs. As we speak right now, she's getting DJ gigs. So don't tell me that these predators don't make these moves so that they can make themselves feel good. They'll ruin a man's character, make him look like he really. And then what did all the women say? Well, Keke Palmer didn't say the same shit she said. Stop doing that. She didn't
Yes.
say that. She said she felt uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, if you feel uncomfortable with someone, that's your thoughts of that person. Why would you even tell social media? Because they're going to take it and flip the script. So what if a guy said, I was around Keke Palmer and I felt so disgusting around her. Y'all would say he's gay, right? 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 How do you feel like that around a woman? Everybody knows that Trey is Mr. Still Your Girl. He has a lot of women. He can have any woman he wants, basically. So for her to say she felt uncomfortable around him, that's your thoughts about who was supposed to be your friend. And you told social media and they blew it up. So now any woman that says, yeah, I was around him and I felt uncomfortable, it's just going to match what Keke said. It's easy to make it all look believable if we heard what she said and now we want to say the same thing. Y'all act like this ain't a game. It's a game. These women play these games. And I think any woman that lies about sexual assault on a man is a predator too. Because you thought it, and then you'll tell a story to make it sound so good, and it was a lie. You don't think that that's weird? You want this man to go down because he pumped and dumped, and now you want him to go to jail for something he didn't do. Like,
Because these
ladies, you
women,
got to do.
they fear rejection. They fear rejection on a whole nother level. They do all this work to get the body to look the part in order to get these men. Then they find out it takes more than that to keep them, and it completely shatters their whole perception on what they thought men wanted. They're out here listening to women on how to get men, and that's counterproductive as hell. So once they go at these men with everything they thought they were supposed to have and get rejected, they end up starting to be violent. They act out in mass ways, and that's why we see these men over here getting in trouble by these women because they rejected her. You look nice, but once I got into it and everything, I might have got a little buyer's remorse, spending all this money and time on you and finding out it wasn't worth it. So now I'm dipping, only to find out that you wanted more from me. And now what I got to do, I got to pay the price for even entertaining you in the first place. You're right. It's a sick game, twisted game in fact.
Wait, I love that. It looks like we got somebody else that wants to join on. Go ahead and mute your phone for me, Unbiased, so we can let him talk.
Got you.
Because I don't want you going nowhere because they love you in the chat. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Is it Marquise?
Marquez.
Am I saying it right? Marquise?
Marquez.
Marquez. Ooh, forgive me, sir. Sorry about that. I'm gonna call you Quez. What up, Quez?
Chilling. I
Okay,
wanted to
talk
come
to me.
here. I wanted to come here because I had a story. I had an ex-girlfriend, a little ex-girlfriend situation, and I was put in jail for it. And it was a domestic abuse dispute. I lost my friends. I lost my family. Felt like my mom wanted me to stay in there because she thought I really did it, right? I go all the way. I get to the point all the way to try. I go all the way to. I didn't went to my court date. They said I can't get released on my own reconnaissance. So I'm like, dang, I'm finna go down for something I didn't do, right? And then 2 hours after that, I got the chance to leave because no charges were dropped. And I say this: if you're not doing something that a woman don't like, or they can find a way to screw you over because they feel like they were treated wrong, they will do it. I sat there and spent 3 weeks in jail for something I didn't do. I'm biased and speaking facts. Y'all guys are speaking facts. I just want to come in and say I appreciate you shedding light on certain things because the truth of the matter is the women have been able to just sit around and just literally get praised for literally doing the most evilest shit.
And I
Not
want
to
to say, go ahead.
not to mention, I'm talking about like she literally and you know she told the police, she said I went off because I didn't get fed pizza rolls. Let that sink in.
Oh my goodness. So it was something petty. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. And let me
Petty.
ask you a question. When you served those 3 weeks in jail, were you in there with other guys?
Yeah. And they
Did
were
they know
asking me,
what you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just like being real. And I just said, it might say that on my well, I'm in here. I just said I'm in here because she lied on me,
That's
and
what I
that
was
was
gonna
the.
ask you. Were they trying to hurt you because they thought you did it?
It wasn't really like hurt. It was more like because majority of the guys in there had gotten in there because their girls lied on them too. So it's more like they
Okay.
understood where I was coming from, and
Okay.
it's
Well, you
sad
had
to
a
say that.
yeah. It's rare for you because if any of you guys have ever watched that show, 60 Days In, where people go to jail before being sentenced and sent off to prison. Can you mute your phone for me, hon? Because I can hear your background.
Oh, me?
Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's your phone I hear. That's the background noise. If you guys have watched that show, when people go into jail, those guards will tell them why you in there, why you waiting for trial, why you waiting for a court date. That is right. They'll say, well, yeah, he's on trial because he sexually assaulted this woman. And there's guys who are in there waiting for someone to come in there like that just to beat the hell out of them. So while they're in jail waiting on a court date, some of them get their asses beat. And mind you, they didn't do it. So
Mm.
when the truth does come out after they've served time in jail, because I mean, people think that jail is just like a vacation before you go down in prison, where that's hell. No, hell starts in jail. That's where the hell starts. You're in there with people that are waiting on court dates for murder, for killing the whole family. They're ready for war. Some of them, they know they're getting life. So when they hear that a young brother's in there for sexual assault on a woman, ooh, they mad. What if they just killed someone because it happened to their child? They gonna take that out on you. So now you gotta fight for your life until you get a court date. So women, when you out here lying, know that this is what they go through. And if you're that mad at him for moving on, you're gonna take away your daughter's father. So it's just you. You need him, but you want child support, right? How you gonna get it if he's dead? How you gonna get it if he's in jail because you're lying on him? Then when you lie and he has to wait all this time, it takes even longer to get himself cleared. Because when you have a record, even if you didn't do it, it's still there. Now they got to fight to get that off the record because it didn't happen. It's not fair what you guys are out here doing. These female predators, they are out here. And men don't know who is who sometimes. They're trusting these women. And then it turns out that they crazy as fuck. And then their life is ruined. Their life is ruined. They don't care if the man did it or not. He's guilty until those people say that he's not. He's guilty in the eyes of society. Chris
Mm.
Brown was guilty. Y'all dragged him and said, please take his kids away. He's a deadbeat dad. And then what women love to do is bring up what happened in 2009. Now, mind you, we're in 2022, right? But I heard so much about 2009 between him and Rihanna. And Rihanna was not innocent. You might have
They got
saw
into a
pictures.
fight and she lost. I mean, that's what happened. They got into a fight and she lost.
That's all that happened. And the thing about it, what I respected about Chris Brown, he still didn't tell the truth of what really happened. But Rihanna was on everybody's show, yeah, and he beat the shit out of me. Rihanna soaked that shit up. But I didn't hear Chris Brown come out and say this is what really happened. She took my phone. I'm driving. She tried to wreck us. So we get into a fight, and I fought back. She just lost. Like I said, some mothers taught their sons, if a woman hits you, you hit her back. Teach her that it's not okay. But y'all sit here and live by this rule that if a woman hits you like a nigga, y'all gotta take it. No, you don't have to take it. How are they supposed to learn if you don't get them back? How? If a woman was to slap me, I'm gonna slap her back. So why can't it be like that with y'all? Because some of these women got a good right hook. They do. They got a mean hook. Some of them actually can hit. So imagine being hit so hard in your nose and it's stinging. At a reaction, you might hit back right away. But your punch was just a little bit more stronger than her punch. That's why women need to keep their hands to their fucking self. That's why. Because when you hit a man, a lot of these men are not going to turn around and slowly walk away with the music playing. They're not. Y'all both going to be in jail. But in most cases, it's usually the man because the woman has a bruise and the man doesn't. Her punch wasn't hard as yours. That's all. But y'all love bringing up what he did years ago that he paid his dues for to justify him doing that today to that woman. But then when he played the record, he didn't cuss you. He didn't cuss it, y'all. He just looked at the camera and put his head down like, now what you gonna say? Y'all had nothing to say, right? It wasn't breaking news anymore when he broke the news that this woman just wanted the dick.
Mm.
See, it wasn't breaking news anymore. That's why he posted what I posted on my Instagram, because he saw that shit and said, you know what? You're right. When they said I did it, CNN, breaking news, Chris Brown at it again. He did this to a
Mm-hmm.
woman, right? But then when he
Mm-hmm.
brought out the truth Everybody's quiet. These low-level social media sites. Oh yeah, here's the truth, you guys. But it wasn't as big as it was when it was an allegation. That's all I'm saying. We got to do. And then when the truth comes out about Meg Thee Stallion, it's not going to be as big as it was when she was crying on live and milking it and telling everybody he did it. And then, like you said, making sure that Tory couldn't talk about it, but she could. That's how much control a woman has in the court system. She was able to go on her live and say he shot me, but he had a gag order on him where he couldn't talk about it. What kind of shit is that? So I can talk about it. I mean, when you said that, you were right. I remember him saying, I can't speak about the situation. Gag order. And when Megan knew that, she milked that and started running her mouth ever since. So ask me this, why was she able to continue to spread that rhetoric, but he couldn't say anything back? He had to sit there and take that, y'all, for 2 years. So don't act like she wasn't wrong. But that's how much control the Black woman has over the system. She got him to shut the fuck up while I spread this false rhetoric that you shot me. And I'm crying on every live, letting y'all know, for the women who don't believe me, how dare you? I'm a Black woman like you. Girl, bye. I'm a Black woman too, but I wouldn't lie on a Black man because I'm mad. You were jealous because you thought your shit was the shit and it wasn't. He liked your friend. She was better. All that shaking your ass, looks are deceiving, y'all. That's not going to keep a man. It's not. What else can you bring to the table besides violence? What else can you bring to the table? That's why men ask that, because women tend to think a nice body, a nice wig, and good makeup is all they need to bring to the table. No, you got to bring more than that to the table. You do, because all that phase, that's outer, right? So at the end of the day, these female predators, y'all got to stop doing the stuff you do, and I'm going to keep exposing you. I'm not going to be quiet. They can ban me on Facebook all day, but I'll be here. If I have to make up another YouTube, I will. But these women are getting away with it because no one's holding them accountable. And when that Meg Thee Stallion stuff is finally over after years and years, I'm going to make sure people see what y'all said to me 2 years ago and what y'all going to say now. Because I know no one's going to say sorry. I know no one's going to say, yeah, Daphne, I did send you a death threat. You're right. But again, like with Cardi B, when I heard that she got a deal with Baby Shark, y'all know that's a big thing with kids. They love Baby Shark. How? How did they choose her? How is she a good example for kids? Can someone explain that to me? Show me where she would be. Let me ask you, the ladies in the comments, would you let your daughter look up to Cardi B? That's the question I have for y'all, because y'all love her so much. Y'all love her, but would you let your daughter love her too? That's the question I have, because y'all love this woman. She could do no wrong in your eyes. Baby Shark, she just got the bag. That's a sympathy bag. Y'all really think she deserved that bag? She doesn't deserve anything she has right now. What she deserves is to be held accountable. That's what she deserves, to be held accountable. But that's not going to happen, right? You don't think no other female right now deserve Baby Shark as a deal? There's no other female that's showing a good example to other women, and you don't think they deserve it. There's a lot of good women out there. It's just that when you're promoting positivity, nobody gives a fuck about you. You got to promote that negative stuff. You know, Cardi B loves going back and forth with her fans too. That's how great of an example she is, right? For cartoons.
She loved calling Black women roaches too. She loved calling Black women roaches.
Oh no, she loves calling them cum buckets. She loves saying that. And this is who you guys are going to be using for Baby Shark. A woman who has no filter, who still doesn't know how to speak properly. And she's been in the game this long with all that money. She's investing in her body instead of investing in her mind. That's her problem. Cardi B is still ghetto. At one point, you got to leave that ghetto shit in the ghetto. You've been making millions and you still ghetto as fuck. Somebody can say, well, yeah, her face looks different. Well, bitch, you ugly. That's how she talks to people. Why would that bother you when you're making millions and you're happy, Cardi? Why? Why would that bother you when somebody else says about your looks? Because it hurts. You thought
so she's not happy.
She's not happy. She's changing everything about herself. When people call her out on it, she wants to cuss them out. She's not a good example for kids at all. I would never, if I had a daughter, she would never know who Cardi B was until she was 18. I'd do the best I can to keep her away from it. That's not the example I would want. These female rappers today, they are predators. It's in their music. Like you said, the demonic tongue out, all red with the devil horns. What are we
She said it was for Halloween. She said it was for Halloween, Daphne. She said, oh, it's around Halloween. That's how she got away with it. That was her scapegoat. We know what that means.
You know, but not only her, Cardi B has done it too.
Oh, yeah.
Cardi B has done it too. The devil. They call themselves the devil. And yet they're getting cartoon deals. Man, so that means that men, y'all got to come out and be reckless then to get deals. It wouldn't be the same for y'all, though. Y'all can't come out and do what these women are doing. They can get away with murder, right? And y'all would still be at the bottom of the list over someone that's been accused of murder. Should still get a deal over you. Like I said, you have Sweetie in the studio with Dr. Dre. The fuck? So Dr. Dre couldn't put Rhapsody in the studio? He putting Sweetie because he knows she sells sex. She ain't got nothing to do with rap. She's weak as fuck when it comes to rap. She's just pretty. Y'all give her pretty privilege. Y'all not gonna say that she's whack as a rapper. You're gonna give her pretty privilege. Like when she got into it with Quavo on the elevator. We don't even know what it was about. We don't. But at the end of the day, these women, they got mouths that are crazy and they got hands. And men are not gonna take that. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is these women are getting away with a lot of things that a man can't. And no one's holding them accountable. Instead, they're getting deals. So that's telling you that society praises female predators, but they will lock up a man just off of an allegation. That's just the society we live in. No one's going to hold women accountable. I haven't seen it. Like this girl with Chris Brown. We're all going to see how this pans out. Because the one from last year, I didn't hear about her getting any prison time. Right? Have you?
None.
No, I haven't.
None.
She probably got 10 hours of community service and a thumbs up. That's it. They don't never get any punishment. Then that makes them smarter for the next allegation. Okay, who am I going to get next? And it might not be a Chris Brown. It might be a regular guy, Stanley, that you see at the store. What I'm saying is these women... Go ahead.
Also, just to let y'all know, Kanye West is right now is being canceled for not going to the Grammys because he wants his family back. Let that sink in. Kanye West is not being allowed to go to the Grammys, even though he made the Grammys, because he want to get his family back and he don't want his daughter to be exposed on the internet.
Well, you know, he married Kim Kardashian. They used to call her Kardashian, and that's why, because her mama pimped them out. Their mom is their pimp. See, what people fail to realize is that Chris, she's a pimp. She pimped all her kids out. She wanted to make sure they were all getting a bag by any means necessary. She let her daughter get breast implants before she was 18. Talk to me, y'all, but y'all won't hold her accountable for that. But if it had been a dad letting his daughter at 15 get breast implants, y'all would want him hung on the cross, right?
Dating a rapper that's 8 years older than her.
Facts.
Mom allowed
Talk about
that.
it.
Now, and see, and people might get mad at me about this, but I'm gonna throw this out there. Let's not act like Aaliyah's mom didn't know that she was married to R. Kelly.
But
Her
she
uncle
knew
knew
it.
it.
He's been
was
new.
cool with it. Her uncle
That
knew
was
it.
cool
whole
with it.
Okay with
family.
it.
But see, the thing about it is, y'all want to sit here and say R. Kelly was a pervert. Aaliyah was a hot pocket too back then. But y'all don't want to bring that up because she's your angel. She wasn't an angel. She was fucking Jay-Z. How do you think she got with Dame? He hit it and passed it on to Dame. Y'all got to stop giving these celebrities high status because they're pretty. So Aaliyah was a good singer. She was great. I loved Aaliyah. But I'm not going to sit here and say this girl was perfectly clean. She wasn't. She was out there. There were stories about the things that she was doing. Like I said, her career, she wanted it to be advanced as well. And like I said, you see pictures of her, damn near her eyes are not even open all the way, and Jay-Z's right next to her with a drink in his hand. You're telling me that nothing went down? They said that her and Jay-Z fucked many times.
Hey,
And
Jay-Z
then he
still went on
passed her
tour with
off.
Kelly. They still did the Best of
Yeah,
Both Worlds tour,
he
even
still did
after they
Best of
got
Both
married.
Worlds.
Dame
So
was dating her at the time. They just
a lot
passed
of-
her around.
And Timberland had came out later saying that he was in love with her when she was only 16
And
years old.
Genuine said the same. Like I said, Aaliyah was just like the women are today. She was just private with her shit. But there were stories about how she messed with a lot of industry guys. She did. So your perfect angel wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. She was a beautiful woman and will slay all these women today with no curves and just beautiful as hell. She was naturally beautiful. I give her that. But she was not a perfect angel. She slept around with a lot of those guys so her career can also be advanced. Do you think they were just looking for her and said, you know what? We're going to give you Romeo Must Die because you're a good actress. She wasn't acting. So she had to put herself in those positions to be noticed. She had to do it too. But y'all don't want to see that because she's your perfect angel. She wasn't perfect. She wasn't, y'all. But y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't. And that's why Jay-Z used a couple references in his raps to Aaliyah. He did it before. If you really know Jay-Z and his raps, you'll know a few times he even threw out some things that go right back to Aaliyah. So at the end of the day, he did an album with R. Kelly because he knew the truth as well. Her family all knew that she got married to R. Kelly. They knew doing that would be a good career move for their little Aaliyah. They pimped their daughter out. So families have been doing this shit. But then they'll do a documentary and say, he parked at a McDonald's. He preyed on Aaliyah. Why would R. Kelly, who was at the top of his career, need to prey on her? Why? At the end of the day, it was a mutual agreement. And her family was very well aware. So don't sit here and believe this false rhetoric like, oh my gosh, we didn't know she married our cousin. Get the fuck out of here. Back then, the money he was making was money they didn't even have. So that's the truth. And y'all don't want to hear it. So I get that. Hold on. We got somebody else on the panel. Wait, she left. Belle, if you want to come back on, you can. Come back on, Belle. But that's the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear that truth. They don't, because that's their perfect angel. And in reality, nobody is perfect in this world. No one.
Y'all knows, it's kind of funny because if we say that about her, rest her soul, we get thrown through the mud. But I'm talking about people. I tell people that Meg and all of them are not good like that, and they get at me and they want to cancel me on YouTube and cancel me everywhere I go. What about Warren Hill? She did that without even showing anything.
Nope, she
Nothing.
didn't. But that's just not what people believe. Like I said, women have been doing this for years. And somebody had said yesterday, the reason why women are not held accountable is because men weren't held accountable back in the day. I said, are you kidding me?
That's not a
It
good
was
excuse.
it was funny. They said for years and years, you had these men that were out here preying on young girls and doing this and they were never held. What world were they living in? Men were always held accountable. They were. What are you talking about? Or maybe you saw it and you didn't say nothing. See, there's a difference. People saw a lot of predatory behavior back in the day with these celebrities and regular people. Their uncles were predators. Their aunties were predators, and they said nothing. See, so how would they be held accountable if you didn't open your mouth? See, that's the truth. A lot of you guys saw this and you said nothing. Now you're
Mm.
mad because people are actually saying something because they know that it isn't right. It's not. It is not right what these females are doing, and they're doing it to their sons. They don't deserve these boys because they don't know how to raise them. You should never tell your son to touch another girl's butt. Now, if that Hooters girl would have turned around and slapped him like I did Tina in the movie and just back
Mm.
slapped him and he fell out
Mm.
his chair, then what would have happened, y'all? What would have happened? Would she have been in
Justified.
trouble for it? And she would have been just because, mind you, she didn't know who was touching her ass. She had her back
Mm-mm.
turned, right? So when that boy touched her ass, if she, because that's my reflection, I would have, my reaction would have been bam. I would have went
Right.
full
Just went
haymaker.
around
I
and
would have tried.
slapped him.
I would maybe I would have did more than that. But in that moment, you don't think it's a child doing that, right? Because it's Hooters. It's an adult establishment. Last time I checked, maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they do like.
Mm-hmm.
Do they let kids in there? Do they have little kids meals? Because I haven't been there in a while. Am I?
Nah,
Did
they
they
do.
change it?
They do.
They
They got kids
they got
meals. Yeah,
kids
they do.
meals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
do.
Okay,
changed
so
it.
I didn't know. I really didn't know that. So what I'm saying is, in that moment, if she would have turned and backhanded that boy, that woman would have been fired, right? They would have said, "Well, you should have turned around and used your head and thought about it first." But it's a reaction. I saw on video a woman at a bar who was walking by with the little plate, with the little drinks on it, and the guy slapped her butt. She took the plate, turned around, and put it all in his face. He was arrested for sexual assault. It was that quick. It was bam, bam, caught on camera. The show was called Caught on Camera. So in
Mm.
that moment, she could have thought that was an adult doing that and hit the hell, just knocked that boy out of his chair. And the mom would have probably got involved. What are you doing hitting my? It could have been that bad, but the video got cut off before I could see how the ending, how it went down. But what I'm saying is the woman at Hooters would have been wrong, right? For hitting the little kid, not knowing it was a kid grabbing her butt. But he was told to do it. And you can even see he was second guessing himself, like, should I? This don't feel right. He was kind of hesitant on grabbing the ass,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I show you guys another video that got me reported on TikTok. And the woman was shaking her ass on the little boy's, on his stuff. And he wasn't interested. He was watching TV. So she took his hand and put it there. That is, come on, y'all. I
And
showed
if he
y'all the
didn't,
video.
and
Go
if he
ahead.
didn't do it, he would have been labeled as sus because he would have been labeled as sus because he's not interested in that.
It was a boy. How can you label a kid a gay? Man, I'm gonna call somebody
A
out.
lot of
Hold
people
on.
do it. A lot of people do
Hold
it.
on. I think we have a woman in here. Belle, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Female. Thank you, Jesus. Go
What's
ahead,
Hello,
up,
girl.
Belle?
everybody.
Hey, Belle.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, the situation I'm gonna explain is like my fiance. He was dating this young woman for 2 years, and she went to work. She was cheating on him. Then he find out on WhatsApp because he do the web WhatsApp, the one where you could scan the other person. Then he responded to the guy. Then he was at her place, and she was at work, and the guy said something to her. She got mad. They were in Connecticut because I'm in New York. So what she did, she went home with a bunch of police stating that my boyfriend did not want to leave the house. So that happened 3 years ago because I met him after that situation. And he got a record because of that. So one of the police officers said to him, if I were you, I would leave now because she looked like she wants you to go to jail. But when we realized that she's lying because she had no evidence, he was sleeping. When they bust the door open, they realized he was in bed sleeping. And then he told the officer, how could I not want to leave if I'm over here sleeping? I don't know what's going on. So fast forward to him, they've been finished for like 3 years now. So I'm in a relationship with him afterwards. This girl started dating multiple people. Then she's so angry that she went back to, he's in New York, right? She's in Connecticut. She went there and had a restraining order against him. She told the police that he's harassing her. She told the police that he's blocking people from her phone. That would have to be, he would have to see her physically. Physically, he would have to be in the house with her to do that. So when the police called him and they were like, sir, he said, let me tell you something, officer. I work full time and I go to school full time. How am I in New York and I'm doing something like that physically? And then she tell the police officer he sent her her nude pictures, which he has no knowledge of that. And then the police officer was listening. Then they call him back. They're like, sir, we can't do anything about the restraining order, but we're going to drop the charges because they don't make sense. So now he got a restraining order for something he has no idea about. Now he's getting a lawyer to help this remove. I feel like a lot of women, if you make a mistake, be accountable for your mistake. You thought you was gonna be better, so go. Now you doing something to people because you cannot accept the fact that you lost, and that's what's happening nowadays. Women feel like if I feel bad or I'm angry about something, I gotta destroy somebody's life. And there's a lot of men that is going through this. They can't talk about it. That's why they're so angry when a man gets just tic tac bomb every second because they have other things they're going through. They don't like to talk about it. And then women get away with it because, oh, it's a woman. I've seen videos where women slap men and then the woman push her. Oh, it's a woman. No, 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 no. Because she started it. Not because she's a woman. She get to do whatever she wants to do. The world now, when I was a young woman growing up, I grew up in Haiti. We didn't have those type of things. Now in America, young girls 14, 16, 12, they have makeup, weave, and all of that. They're like grown women. And the music is not helping. The whole get your bag or I'm a bad B. That's something I would never call myself. Because how do you say you're a bad B and a man call you B or another person call you B? You mad. Like what's so pretty about that? It's like they get pregnant here and there. They don't know how to raise a kid. They get the anger, the kids get the anger, and then they blaming the guy, but you lay down with that person. And then it's like woman is never at fault. It's always the men. It's
You're
two
right.
people. It's two people. It's not always men, men, men. If I get into a relationship, I get pregnant for you once and I get the second time, you didn't force me. I stayed with you. So it's our fault, not you. And then the jail population is all men. They all a bunch of them are innocent because of us. I mean, I'm not like them, but it's we all women. And it's sad that you can't even talk about that because you get people curse you out. They call you pick me. They give you all type of name because you realize that they what are they doing is wrong. And it's sad. It is so sad. Men have no voice.
I agree. I agree, Val. And I want to say thank you so much for sharing all that. Everything you said is pretty much what we have been saying on this panel. You know, that men don't have a voice. They don't when it comes to a woman. They can definitely say whatever they want, and it's gonna people are gonna believe them before they believe a man. And men are not as dramatic as we are when something happens. So, like I said yesterday, they will believe the woman crying over the man that is just firm about I did not do it. I told you guys about the story about the guy who got into it with the mother of his child, and the police was called, and she started ripping her shirt and scratching her face and doing what she could to cause injury to herself, not knowing that she was being recorded by the neighbor. So when the cops pulled up and they see her face and they see him normal, they immediately put him in handcuffs until the neighbor said, hey, got it all on camera. They watch the video and they see her acting a damn fool and they haul her ass off and leave him there. But again, they believe what she looked like over what really happened. That's the world we live in. A cop will not believe a man with no marks over a woman that has a scratches and a ripped shirt. It's that easy. Rip your shirt, put a couple scratches on your face, and he's gone. And they're doing it out of spite because they're mad. And people don't think that things like this happen. They happen every day. When a woman gets mad about a man moving on with a new woman who's doing better, who's treating him better than she did, she's mad. And don't let him get married to this new woman. She put in 5 years and got 3 kids by him. This woman gets a ring in a few months. See? And see, all she had to do was change her behavior. And see, I think the biggest thing with these women, you're getting into these relationships, you're lying on men because you haven't healed yourself. You are angry, you're bitter about how you were raised. And instead of you holding your mother accountable for the bad guidance that she gave you, you're taking it out on every man you come across. And that is where the problem lies. You need to fix your ugly attitude and yourself. No amount of makeup is going to fix the ugly that you have inside of you. It's not. That's why men don't want to marry you. That's why they pump and dump, because you are presenting yourself like an angry Black woman. That's why they call us angry Black women, because we have so much anger that roots in us from how we were raised. See, instead of us healing and getting ourselves fixed before getting into a relationship, we bring it in there and we take it out on that guy. Then when he leaves and finds a better woman, we get spiteful and we want to ruin his whole life. Why? Why are we doing that? Or we'll keep his kids away from him and make the kids turn out to be perverts and in jail because you don't know how to raise them. There's a reason why it takes 2 parents. If it takes 2 to make, why wouldn't it take 2 to raise? Makes no sense, right?
Don't
Ladies,
forget about the BBL. They get the BBL same attitude.
They get these bodies thinking that that's going to keep the man. It's just an outer appearance, ladies. Your looks fade. You will never be beautiful like you were when you're 18. When you were 18, you're never going to have that same face 30 years from now. I don't care how many facelifts and Botox you get. You got these women that get Botox, can't even smile, can't even get mad, because if they do, that's a wrinkle. Y'all doing too much to be perfect, to be by yourself. So you're getting all this surgery just to take selfies and be by yourself? See, what I'm saying is you're wrong for what you're doing. And then you find a mark, a man with money, that you can ruin his life. So you sleep with him, then you tell everybody he assaulted you. He assaulted you when it was consensual, but he just hit and quit. Because you thought you had that good stuff because you was in Dr. Miami and you thought you had that. It's not, ladies, listen. They're going to hit what they want to hit. They're going to keep what they want to keep. That's the way it goes. And if you're not one that's kept, keep it moving. There's no reason to ruin a man's life. Because what he goes through, he doesn't get the same respect when it's the truth. Chris Brown didn't get any apologies. Did that woman come out and say, yes, I'm the piece of shit that said he raped me? And I'm sorry for saying that word. I said it. Sorry, I said it. Rape. That's what happened.
Nah, that's
I'm
true.
mad. No one's going to come out and say it. The woman from last year didn't come out and say, I'm sorry. They don't say I'm sorry. They don't. That's not in their vocabulary. And mind you, some of them just want to hear that because they know you ain't got no money. That's why you try to sue me. So when women say, well, he can sue her for defamation, what kind of money is he going to get out of a bird that ain't got no money, ain't got no job? Her job is hopping from dick to dick. That's her job. Nothing. So some of them just really want a genuine apology on camera, like you were on camera when you were making the false allegation. They just want the same energy. How many of these women ever said, you know what? Cardi B, she laughed at the fact that she did this to these men. She said, hey, I'm a predator, and this is what I did. I did it to survive. Like, lady, we don't give a damn. You could do a lot of things to survive, and it don't have to be that. Because if a man said, I robbed women and drugged them to survive, are y'all going to give him that energy? We understand, Stan. We understand. You did it to survive, bro. No, they're going to drag him. So what I'm saying is, if she had to do it to survive, that energy would never be the same for another man. What she should have said was, I made some really shitty mistakes. I was a piece of shit. I was so broke because I wasn't making any tips that I took advantage of men. And to those men that I took advantage of, please reach out to me so I can give you an apology in person and pay you for the years of damage that I did to you. Imagine how many of those men are actually damaged right now and they taking it out on their new chick.
Out here
Imagine how many
hurting
men
other
she
people.
damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hurt
Mm-hmm.
people hurt people. That's real talk. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
ain't talking about the damage that these men suffered from finding out that they were drugged and a tranny had their way with them. Oh my gosh. Imagine that happening to a man. He's going to be scarred. He's not going to trust a woman that gives him a drink. He's not going to trust a woman. It's going to be hard for him to trust. And he's never going to tell her why he's like that because it's embarrassing. So
And
if
not
Cardi
only
B would
that, the
have,
person that did it is actually getting praised for it. She's out here going on press tours bragging about this because she knows she has immunity over the situation. That would haunt that man every single day a Cardi B song comes on. If he hears an instrumental for Bodak Yellow, that man is cringing. Got to imagine the emotional damage this is doing to every single victim out there. Even people that may have even had a dance from Cardi B, they may have been a potential victim and got away. Imagine what that does to
talk,
them.
boy.
It's like, damn, she almost got me. I almost go, man. That was close, man. That's tough. Like,
See, and they have to be subjected to that every time. Now imagine how they felt when they heard that she got a deal with cartoons. They probably really lost their mind. All I'm saying is that this is years, and mind you, she said this. What was it? 2016. That wasn't over 10 years ago. It was just what 6 years ago. That ain't that long. That ain't that long ago. So you mean to tell me none of those guys saw that video? Everybody has social media, you guys. You mean to tell one of those guys that she violated, that strip club that she worked at, the owner, somebody saw that and said, I knew that's what she was doing. Damn it. But I can't say nothing because that individual is not going to come out and say anything. He's not. All I'm saying is I would have respected the hell out of Cardi B if she said to those men that I did that to, I'm no longer in that position. I want to pay you back for what I did. If I need to get you counseling, if I need to pay for your kids' college fund, let me give back to you. I know this is not what you guys would even want. You don't even want to see my face again. But what I did was wrong. And if you reach out to me privately, I promise it will be between us. And at least I feel better knowing that I can help and give back for the shitty things I did. I would have respected that woman, but she didn't. She was loud and ghetto. Loud and ghetto. And yeah, I did it. I had to survive. See?
No,
So
right.
some people actually just want an apology. Do you think Chris Brown's gonna get that? You know, like he got from the last woman? No, because they're not gonna say I'm sorry for lying. That's not. And you know what they get in return? They get to be called Jane Doe. We still don't know the name of this heifer that lied on Chris Brown, right? That's how much they protect the liar. But if it had been a man, we would know his social security number by dawn. You guys, listen to me. What's the name of the woman who recently did this to Chris Brown? Anybody know her name? I don't. What about you, bro? You know her name?
No.
Nah, they never
Bill?
will. Like you said, Jane
Who's
Doe.
gonna do that to another man?
Nah, we don't know
Okay,
her.
so why are they protecting a liar that clearly was exposed for lying and we still don't get her name? Why? Why? Let that sink in. Because if it had been a man, we would know his name, where he lives, how many kids he got,
Address.
you know, how many tattoos he got, how many times he got shot. We would know his whole life. But this Jane Doe is protected, which means when he does try to sue her for defamation, he may win, but he ain't gonna win no money. They give her community service, and she's gonna go living a stress-free life because she was
And
called Jane Doe.
she
So
gonna
I got a
make
That's why.
suggestion then. I got a suggestion. I want
Yes.
to know what you think about this suggestion.
What's
How
up?
about these women that accuse these men and they're found to be liars? How about they get the same time that man was almost facing? Would that be justice?
You know what?
yes.
I do believe that, but my justice was I think they should get 10 years minimum.
Mm,
I said give
mm.
everybody 10 years minimum because I want them, and I know people say that's extreme. You know what's extreme? A man like Chris Brown being still held accountable for something he did in '09. So do you honestly think that if Chris Brown was to retire from music, or God forbid, when he gets older and he loses his life, that they're only going to remember him for his music? They're going to say, you remember Chris Brown? You know, the guy with a handful of sexual assault allegations. And you remember him, the one that put his hands on the pop star Rihanna? They're always going to bring up negative. When a man is accused of sexual assault, and I'm saying that in place of the R word, rape, I'm going to say that shit. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's freedom of speech. So when
Mm-hmm.
they actually say that a man did that to them, it carries them it's like a death sentence. It will always be on their back. No matter if they were found guilty or not guilty, it would always be on their back. You got men that did 20 years in prison over being accused of rape. And then when he gets out, the state gives him $252,000. Let that sink in. That's how much they care about you. You were in there fighting for your life and making sure your butthole stayed closed for 20 years just to be told, here's $252,000. But we're going to break it up for you by the year. How is he able to survive 20 years? But then the woman that put him there, she's living life, making six figures, living her life. Even wrote a book about it and was all bullshit. She would never get. Do you think they're gonna tell her, hey, we need you to pay him for the 20 years and you're gonna do the same years? They're not gonna do that. Show me where that happened. Emmett Till's accuser is still living life right now. She's still living life, doing the WAP. Thought she was about to die. Hey, thought she was about to die. Yeah, I lied. He didn't do this. He didn't make sexual advances. I lied. Then it was like, oh, you're not gonna die. Then what happened? Oh, okay, she was only saying it because she was delirious. She thought she was gonna. No, she said the truth, and still didn't get. So she's just, mind you, this was 60 years ago. So why did Cardi B get away with it? The same reason why that woman got away with it 60 years ago. No accountability, right? She said the truth of what happened and still didn't get held. Well, they were like, well, she's 88. What do y'all expect? Well, she said this about 4 years ago. I expected her to be in prison, to live out her time in prison. I want them to say phone check to her. I want them to say, watch your booty. I want them to harass her until she dies. But she's not going to get that. She is living life until she goes into a blissful sleep and never wakes up. That's her punishment. Come on, you guys. These women are getting away with this shit. They've been doing it for the years now. So Cardi B is no different than the one who lied about Emmett Till. She's no different. She's basically telling y'all, I did the shit. Yep, haha. Look, ladies, you can lie too. You can lie too, and then tell the truth, and then nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna get deals with Fashion Nova. You're gonna get deals with movies. Didn't you do Fast 9 or 10?
Yep.
What was it? Fast 10?
She got a whole show. She got a whole Cardi Tries. You remember that show she got?
She did Fast 10. I think it was like an after credit scene, but she was still in the movie. But yeah, she did a Fast 10.
And that after credit scene, she got some money, and then they said she's gonna be in the newest one too. So clearly,
Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's what I said too. But think about this. She tells everybody in 2016, I did this shit. And ever since that, her career has gone up. It's going up, just like her song. That's why she came out with the song Up. And it's up and it's up because she ain't been down since. And people are looking at it like, well, she was so honest. Oh, I salute you. Why are we saluting someone who did something bad? So if R. Kelly would have came out and said, I did mess with those young girls. I did it. I did it back in 93, 94, 95. Do you honestly think they're going to say, oh, you were honest? Don't lock him up. He told the truth. No. They're going to create a change.org to have all his music stripped away. I mean, they already did it pretty much, right?
And all knowing he's a victim of a predatory woman, they would still do that to him.
No one wants to talk about that, though. I mean, he was so messed up. He said he would drink after his mom on the lipstick side. That's how you knew he was fucked up, y'all. He's telling y'all he messed up. He's telling y'all he's all messed up in the head. He was taught this. When you're a young boy and you're taught this for years and years and years, why wouldn't you develop this as an adult and still do it? Michael Jackson, his whole childhood was taken away. So why y'all laughing at him for having Never Never Land? He didn't have a childhood. See what happens when you take away something from a kid? They're going to get it when they get older. And it's not going to make sense to you, but it does to them. So again, these female predators are grooming these boys at a young age. And they are grooming them and grooming them and grooming them until they get into their teens and they start with the criminal records. Then they start with the phone calls from high school saying, come get him. He's touching on girls' butts. And then the mom will say, I don't know where he got that from. Probably his damn daddy, right? Right? Have y'all heard that before? Probably his damn daddy. His daddy ain't shit either, right? When really it was his no shit mother, right? Right? Who's teaching her son how to kiss. No boy should be asking his mother, can you teach me how to French kiss at 13 at all? Why would he even think that to ask his mom that, right? Why? A real parent would have said, first of all, who the fuck you trying to kiss? And second of all, you're not dating anyone until I say you're at the right age. And when you do get to that age, it'll come natural. Next, did you do your homework? That's the old school mothers.
They want to be best friends with their kids. They want to be best friends with their kids. So nah.
No. See, a real mother would have said, you know what? I'm going to teach you how to do something. Go outside and get one of the thickest switches on that tree and come back. We're going to talk about it. That's what the old school moms would have did. Or they would have just popped you in the mouth when you asked in the first place, right? Because you ain't even supposed to be thinking about that. But these mothers nowadays are asking Facebook, should I have them do it on my face? What the fuck? What the fuck, ladies? That is disgusting. That's no different than that woman who said, does Victoria's Secret carry lingerie for kids? That ain't no joke, y'all. These women really mean that shit. They're pimping their daughters out. They're giving their daughters these lace wigs with bangs and this heavy makeup, and they're only 12 looking like they 20. Moms are doing this. They're living through their kids because they ain't shit. So they're living through their kids. Oh, my daughter got breasts already and she only 12? Hey, we about to milk this. You got moms who really do that shit, y'all, and y'all think it's a joke. I mean, come on. But what makes me mad is how Facebook don't have these rules in place for when it gets posted, immediately their whole page comes down. But me, I hold someone accountable and I'm on a ban for 30 days. Last year, I was on a ban for 6 months out of the year. All for hate speech, y'all. All for the shit that I saw online and reposted it. So at the end of the day, it's telling us that, look, we support female predators all day. They're cool. They get all the stars in our book. But if you hold our women accountable, you're going down. That's what social media is about. Let me see who just got on panel. Okay, we got someone else, you guys. Make sure your phone is muted. Hey, Shy, can you hear us?
What's up? What's up? How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I missed your past streams because you be doing them. I'll be on my way to work.
Okay, well, you here today. Talk to me.
Yeah. I'm a little late, but I caught on a little bit earlier about the Cardi B and everything. And I sent you a message on Instagram the other day. I forgot who the player was, but NFL player. Basically, his wife accused him of beating her. Then they got back together, and then she came out and said she lied. Did you get that message?
You know what? I think I browsed it and I didn't go all the way through. Does anybody know what that guy's name was? The NBA player? Was he an NBA player?
No, it's NFL. I can't
NFL player. And she said that he hit her, and didn't she have pictures of like bruises? All that was a lie?
Yeah, it was
all.
Are you talking about the one who said he has a bipolar disorder?
I know you're not talking about Chad Wheeler, are you, bro?
No. This was recently. He's right. I can't look on my phone because I'm on here, but this was recently. He's right. An NFL player. The girl had posted pictures of like scratches and her face looking bad, and said he did that when he really didn't. She came back and retracted it. This was recently, but I forgot, man. I'm sorry. I get so many posts. I'm sorry about that. Anybody know? Wait, Gerald. You said Gerald Green, NBA? That's what I thought. I'm like, was he NBA or NFL? So I was right. It was NBA.
Oh, I thought Gerald, it was NFL. Okay, so okay.
Yeah. And she came back and said, she said that he never did any of those things. So she basically did what old girl did on A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, when she started hitting herself in the face. So,
right.
And everybody believed the pictures because they were so graphic. Like, they were graphic. So everyone immediately said he did that shit until she came out and said he didn't. So women would do things like that to keep a man. They really would. They will.
Those women are dangerous, man. Oh, they are really dangerous. Because I mean, that's to set a dude up or anybody up like that, for that matter. That's, I mean, you stopping people's livelihoods, you stopping their lives. Period. You possibly putting them in jail. I mean, it's the stigma of being a woman beater or worse never goes away, regardless if you proven innocent or not. I mean, that shit is just sickening, man. It needs to stop.
And unfortunately, it will never stop. If it happened 60 years ago with Emmett Till, and we didn't get no justice then, it's not going to happen. And you know what's funny? It's women that's wanting her to be held accountable more. I mean, men too, but I've seen a lot of women going hard, very hard, to make sure this old ass woman gets held accountable for what she did to Emmett Till. But these same women won't hold themselves accountable for the shit they do on a daily basis today. It's funny how they're quick to point a finger, but then when it's them doing the action, they have the bird box mentality. They don't see anything. That's what makes me mad. The same women that want R. Kelly to stay in jail and to get butt raped, is what they said in the comments. They want people like Cardi B to be given a second chance. Yes, she did this to a lot of men, but they didn't come out. So let it go. Let it go. I'm never letting it go. It happened only 6 years ago. I'm never letting that go, because those men have to suffer that trauma every time she gets a new endorsement. They have to go through the trauma.
Speaking of that, I'm sorry to go back, but I'll just say this. What was wrong with Brother Kenny? What was wrong with Brother Kenny? He went off the deep.
I mean, I thought he was going to come into the comments and retract what he said, but he stood by what he said. And maybe, Kenny, when this is over, you can go back and hear what we heard, because in your eyes, you felt you were really doing something. He thought he was really giving us I have a dream speech, and in reality, it was just as bad. Just as bad as hearing Cardi B say what she said. I don't think anyone should ever give a pass to someone for doing something bad. Well, maybe she went through a lot of her life with bad men, and now she's making them pay. What kind of shit is that? So you're telling me that I should make every man pay for what happened to me in my past? Kenny is telling people, go out there and do what you got to do to survive. If it happened to you, do it to them. That's not the logic that anyone should have in their mind right now. If somebody did something to you, you don't have a reason to do that to a stranger. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They out
Kenny
here
was probably
playing like
under the
the oppression
influence.
Olympics or something.
Kenny
I
wanted
think Kenny this Sunday. Kenny had a couple of shots. He had a shot to crazy. That's what he had. Because he was on here saying some crazy stuff. Then when he tried to retract it, he thought he was really eating the second time. And instead I got even more mad. You know, so what I'm saying is, Kenny, man, I would love to have you back, but you really have to rethink what you're gonna say, man. Because I mean, people are not gonna forget what you said. Now they know what your YouTube is, and they're gonna be like, this dude is crazy. I don't think any man should be capping for a woman who took advantage of innocent men. They think because it was a strip club, they should penalize him. He was already sinning. That's not right. Because, you know, I mean, it's like saying that a rape victim who was at a bar deserved to get raped. Because what's at a bar? The Bible? Do they hold church meetings at the bar? No. So in that same breath, that's what you're basically saying, that he deserved it. He asked for it. That's the line they use. He asked for it. He followed her up into the VIP. He asked for it. Like you said, they pay for privacy. A lot of people don't like all that noise and people bumping you and you got your drink in your hand. So that's why they have VIP rooms for the privacy. He could have been going up in there just to get a dance. He paid extra for that dance. She know he got money, so she hands him that drink with that Cardi concoction in it. That's what they call it, Cardi concoction. And then he gets all drunk. Then he's all delirious, and now he's asleep. Then she calls her Caitlyn Jenner to come up there, the Caitlyn Jenners, and do what you got to do. At the end of the day, no man deserved that. It wasn't just the robbing and drugging. It was him being assaulted sexually by trans that really hurt my feelings to hear that.
Emasculated.
Yes.
Yeah, it blows
and
my mind because they have this mentality as if like they're playing catch up. Because you did this to me, we got to catch up and do y'all just as bad as y'all did us. You know, like MLK said, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind at this point. We have to look at it from another angle, especially when we come to actually trying to improve on what's been happening to us. So many men are out here having things happen to them, even when they're in a relation with somebody and not having the language for it, not having the vocabulary to understand what's going on with them. So you got women doing things and being unchecked about it because that man is not wise enough to understand exactly what she's doing to him. Like what happened to me when I was in a relationship with somebody. I was sexually assaulted, and yes, I was in a relationship with her. I don't care how much sexual history you have with somebody. You can still be assaulted. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But so many men are out here doing things out of obligation and submitting to these women because they've internalized, like I said, this misandry to believe that, oh, even though men have been so oppressive to women over the times of period, they can't be oppressed themselves. I don't care how dominating men have been in the past to women. We can still be oppressed, even though you see us as an oppressive group, and they're just missing that point every single time.
You know what the thing is?
Okay, hold on.
Hello?
No.
Hello?
What were you saying? I was gonna say something. I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just about to respond to my man's. The thing is the fact that if we show a sign of we don't want it or whatever, we small d energy, we gay, we this, we that. So it's like in a sense we have to, even if we don't want it, we have to put on a facade that we do want it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
okay, hold on 1 second. Kenny said kids are going to learn a lot through other kids as much as you try to keep them from listening or watching certain things. That's what Kenny said.
He has a point, but the thing you control who your
I thought we were talking about Cardi B. Kenny,
moving the
what you just
goalpost,
said is true. What you just said was true, but that's not what I wanted you to retract on what you said, but it's okay. But you're right. Like when kids go to school and they're in high school, as a parent, you're not going to be able to follow them everywhere they go. That is very true. But if you're teaching them the right things under that household, it's going to they're gonna learn it out there in the field. They're gonna know what's right and what's wrong when you're teaching them right in this household. But if you're teaching them to touch on butts and you're teaching them that it's okay to drug and rob people, it's okay to do that, then they're gonna do it out there in the real world. Don't get mad when that cop calls you and tells you come get his ass or get her ass, whatever it is. So if parents will teach their kids right under that household, you won't have to worry about shit like that happening. Like I said, my dad raised 4 kids by himself, 3 girls, all in their teens, and 1 boy. And he did a damn good job. None of us got pregnant. None of us have criminal records. None of us got in trouble. 3 out of 4 of us have college degrees. I don't know too many people that were raised by one parent that had a life like we had. And my dad didn't have any help from the government. My mom died suddenly. So again, we were taught what was right and wrong. And when we were in school, we still had those values. It's how you teach kids, Kenny. If you're telling them that it's okay to drug people because you deserve to do that because somebody did it. No, that's what I'm saying is wrong. You don't tell your kids an eye for an eye. Because if that's the case, if they've seen somebody hurt you and they go out there and hurt somebody like you got hurt, you basically said that was okay, Kenny. Kids will mimic and they're sponges. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Nah, you know what? That brings me to a question because I don't really follow. I don't follow the recent music because garbage to me. So I don't know a lot of artists or their backgrounds. But who are Cardi B parents? Who was she raised by? And what are they about, if anybody knows?
Oh, that's a good question. I know her and her sister. Cardi B does have her mother, I believe, right? Who's a Cardi B diehard fan?
She does have a
Because
mother.
I don't want to quote the wrong thing. I could have sworn she did take care of her mom, like hooked her mom up. Is that right, y'all? Or am I wrong? I know her sister isn't as bad as her either. And then it was a story that Cardi B actually had an abortion. She was pregnant, and pictures of her came out with an actual belly. And then, like a few weeks later, the belly was gone. So when that came out, people really was like, well, she went through a lot as a kid. You know, she was pregnant as a teenager. That was on Twitter. I saw it. It was her in the mirror with a belly. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't. So there's a lot that she probably went through as a child, but it still does not take away from what she did. She was wrong. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is always going to be wrong. So if her mom taught her to do that, then I would say her mom failed her too. I don't know if her sister did it too. I only know about Cardi B doing it. So her sister, I don't think she did the same thing Cardi did, but they were raised under the same roof. So how come one did bad and the other one didn't? Answer that. Why do you think her sister doesn't have that?
Her sister's name is Hennessy. She goes by Hennessy. She can't be doing too much better than her sister at this point. We got to think about it.
I'm saying that's her nickname, but I didn't hear about her doing what her sister did. What I'm saying is, I didn't hear about Hennessy putting Hennessy and drugs in people's drink. I only heard about that with Cardi B. What I'm saying is, she didn't do the same behavior her sister did, but they grew up under the same roof. I was just trying to make that established. She didn't have to do those things, huh?
How do we know that? She's not famous. Cardi B is famous and bragged on the shit. Hennessy might just be.
How do we know that her sister didn't do it? Well, wouldn't it have come out already, or no? You're saying that her secret is safe, but Cardi's is exposed?
Cardi exposed herself.
But I understand. What I'm saying is, if her sister had done it too, I thought we would have known that by now. I didn't hear anything. I can't judge her sister off of what I don't know. Only Cardi B admitted to what she did. I believe Hennessy's the youngest. I could be wrong.
Well, I'm just saying we don't know. It could be possible. I mean, for all we know, this could have been something going on for generations in their family.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
True.
You never know.
I only go off of what I heard. I can only go off of what Cardi B admitted to. Now, she said me and my sister had like a little thing where she brings them up and I, seal the deal by making sure that then I would say, yeah, they both were in trouble. But she only admitted to what she did. So if her sister was involved, we would never know unless her sister does what she did.
If Cardi brag on it or somebody sue Hennessy or Cardi and her sister fall out. That's the only way,
And that's what happens. They fall out. Well, yeah, you was doing it too. But then people will say, well, is she telling the truth? Because she's mad. When you're mad, you'll make up lies about people. You even say, hey, they shot me. So what I'm saying is when people are mad, it's hard to believe what they're saying too, because they're saying it off of emotion. See, if you can't say it when you're cool with that person, I don't really believe people when they're mad at someone and there's a fallout, because you usually add to that to make them look even worse. So I only believe facts. I believe the video that she posted, Cardi B, admitting to what she did, I'm only going to hold her accountable on that. I cannot hold her sister accountable for something I didn't see or hear. That's just the way I do things.
Understood.
And I can see them both doing it together. They're sisters. They've been close all their life. How do you think we knew Cardi B was pregnant? Her sister's the one that posted it on her Twitter and forgot to delete it when they made it big. So those tweets came back from years ago, and it was on her sister's page, Hennessy. It was her sister saying she has a little belly now, something like that. And it was Cardi B in the mirror with a little belly, a pregnancy belly. So what I'm saying is, who knows? They could have been doing it as a team, and she didn't want to bring her sister down. You know, it could have happened, but I just can't say it did because I was not there, and she did not bring her sister up. But I'm not gonna say it. Her sister wasn't aware if they were that close, right? So again, if Cardi B was getting pregnant at 14, 15, then ain't no telling what was going on in that household. You know, all I'm saying is that we all have rough upbringings. It does not give us a right to drug people and assault people. That's just not right. What she did, she could have done years in prison. Those are not misdemeanor offenses. Those are felony offenses. The same thing they wanted to get Bill Cosby on, right? Oh, he offered me tea, and then I felt so comfortable with him. And people were like, well, why did you go to a married man's apartment, right?
A known married man's
victim
apartment.
shaming. No, it's actually logic. Why? Why would you go to a married man's apartment after dark? To go over a movie script? Come on, you guys. They knew that it was about sex. They felt like their careers would be advanced if they fucked Bill Cosby, because at that time he was that dude. And then when they saw their careers went absolutely nowhere, they jumped on the money train.
Any woman that goes to a man's apartment at night knows what the deal is. Unless they family, they know it. If it's 10, 11 o'clock, you know what the deal is.
It's important not to leave out the fact that he was married, a known married man that did comedy based on his family and his wife. She knew what was going on, like you said. So anytime you go that at night, you know exactly what's about to happen. It's about whether or not you understand the situation that you're in. You're talking about the 70s, back when they were doing drugs like this at an all-time high. You can't just tell me that they're going to start now when it's acceptable to shame people for that stuff, to bring up these allegations. It's just too risky. It's too iffy for me.
Well,
remember they did that to Tupac, right? They
why
did
does
that to Tupac too?
Can we ask you having to get on?
What'd you say?
Why does you having to get a pass? Can we ask that?
Well, you know what? They have a documentary. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but all these Playboy bunnies are now saying that Hugh Hefner was bad. Let me tell you my take on that. Hugh Hefner is also a predator. He is. But parents knew what went down in that mansion. Hugh Hefner's thing was, if you were blonde and you were pretty, he was going to provide your lifestyle. He was going to get you the breast implants. All his Playboy bunnies had the big jugs, the blonde hair, the pretty faces. These women that are saying he was predators are the same women that got married to him. The same women that stayed in his mansion. Not by force, by choice. The same women that saw 14 and 15 and 16-year-olds going into that mansion being groomed and didn't say a fucking thing. Then you wait for him to kick dirt and go to the upper room to now come out with a show saying he did this to me and I suffered all my life. I don't want to hear that, because y'all didn't wait for R. Kelly to die. You didn't wait for Bill Cosby to die. All you guys came out with surviving this and surviving that. But then now you want to talk about the Playboy thing while he's dead. But see, they didn't want to talk about it when he was alive because he was providing their lifestyle. When he died, the money stops. You don't get those hookups. You don't get those surgeries that you wanted. Hugh Hefner paid millions for these women. He made sure they had the best implants, the best makeup, the best. He took care of all these women, and they stayed by choice. He's a predator too, though. He had young women there. According to these women, he did bring in minors. So my question is, why didn't you call the cops? Because if you did, your money flow would have stopped. So I don't want to hear shit about Hugh Hefner if you did not try to report this motherfucker or try to get him shut down. But you weren't going to do that because he was giving you an allowance. These women look stupid as hell on these cameras talking about, yeah, for 10 years I was stuck in his house. Stuck in his house? So y'all telling me that Hugh Hefner never traveled? He never did Playboy events. He never left the mansion to do an event. And he kept these women held hostage with chains. Guys, get the fuck out of here. Every Playboy bunny had breast implants. Almost all of them. all of them. And women
Mhm.
said that they noticed that he was bringing in younger women, and it just made them jealous because they were getting older. They needed more surgery. So at the end of the day, he was a predator. I do believe that. But don't wait until this dude's kicking dirt and he's old as fuck to finally expose him. He can't even speak for himself now, just like they did to Michael Jackson. All of a sudden, he's a predator now that he's dead because he liked doing what kids do, playing on rides, and he just didn't have a childhood. But don't
I
say that he was a pervert now that he's dead. I don't want to hear that.
I was just about to say that Michael Jackson have a normal childhood. That's why he did a lot of things with kids. I truly don't believe he was touching little boys or girls. I
But
think that
see,
was
both
monitoring.
both of these people were preyed on by certain types of people when they find out what you can offer them. Hugh Hefner was preyed on by girls that knew they had the look, knew they had the lifestyle, and had parents that were willing to let them do that to get the money. The same way Michael Jackson, the first people that said something and were opposing allegations against him, they had been known for doing this to families. So these are actual predators preying on people in an attempt to shame them. And maybe they were doing things that may seem predatory around other people, but when it comes down to preying on what they have in order to gain something, these are super predators looking to gain something. And when their hustle doesn't fit, that's when they feel like they got to get pissed off and mad.
And see,
Amen.
my thing is this: as a man, and I don't have no kids, but as a man, if I knew another grown man was touching one of my kids, oh, it'd be all out war. It'd be all out war. It wouldn't be no we talking to the news. No, I'm outside his crib. He has a death wish. So that's what I'm just like. If there was fathers involved and all that, and you willingly send your kids to some place where you think your child is being abused, and you don't show you not going at them physically, like fuck the bullshit. Oh yeah, we gonna go to the press
Hold
and
on,
we
guys. I want to give someone else an opportunity to speak because I'm going to be wrapping this show up real soon. JT, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Miss Daphne.
Okay, you're
How
not in
about
a
yourself?
helicopter or nothing today, right?
No, matter of fact, I just got home.
Okay, cool. So I just want to make sure because I mean, usually you on the go. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. But like everybody on this panel do have a great point, especially the unbiased truth when he says something about misandry because I want to say back in high school, I went through something like that where whereas a young lady that I was friends with, try to get me, to do something sexual with her, knowing that we're around a bunch of other high school kids and everything. I mean, granted, me and her both was in the hallway on our own and everything, but when she told me, touch her down there in her kitty cat area, sorry. I said, hey, I can't do this. I need to be getting back in class and everything. I don't want the teachers to wonder where I'm at. And um, you know, like dude said, they either call you weak, they'll call you little dick energy, gay, like any other insult or male shaming rhetoric they could toss at you.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it's still going on to this day. And
fact,
and I hope one day we can all like address it, not only as men but as women as well.
So I want to take a
Can y'all
pause
hear
real
me?
quick because Elijah Elijah just said something really big, and I also got reported for this too, Elijah, and I'm glad you actually mentioned it. The Catholic churches. Oh my goodness. So we are so quick to want Bill Cosby to die in prison and the R. Kelly's to die in prison. But your Catholic church, your local Catholic churches have been molesting kids for decades. And wait, somebody, are you eating on Fritos or chips or something? Hold on. Somebody needs to mute their phone. Sounds like you eating Fritos or something. Okay. So what I'm saying is the Catholic churches have been doing this for years. These priests, if you look on Google, there's been a lot of these priests who have been getting arrested, but these are things that have been going on for decades and decades, and parents knew something was going on, but they didn't act on it. And these priests were molesting boys, not so much girls, but boys, ruining their lives, doing it for decades. They are the biggest predators in the world, and they have not been held accountable. They don't, because no one sees them doing this because it's all about God. They would never do this, right? But they're doing it. You have priests who have been getting arrested for things that they've done for decades. Decades, people, but they won't get held on hell. When I made a post about we need to do a surviving Catholic priest, it got me shut down for 30 days for hate speech. What? So y'all can't go to Google and see what I saw? Because I came with receipts, y'all. And they still shut me down for 30 days when I said that. So all I'm saying is that is your biggest, pit of predators, these Catholic churches, but no one's going to do the research because it's not black people doing it as much as white people are doing it. Once you get a lot of blacks doing it, they may look at it then because it takes that to happen. But right now, they ain't gonna care about that, just like they don't care about women who lie. Like I said, show me a woman who lied about sexual assault and got 20 years in prison. Show me that. Because if that was happening, these birds wouldn't be making up these lies, right? Just like when I posted that video with Trey Songz having a good time and that woman slipping something in his drink. Oh, that was probably just the rest of her drink. Oh, he probably knew it.
What?
Oh, this is staged, but he wasn't even the one recording it. It was a fan who posted the shit, right? But y'all saying it's staged, right? And he didn't even come out and embarrass the woman. He didn't even say anything about it because he didn't want to look like the person that was weak as hell for snitching on a woman. Oh, you're going to get her life taken away. He didn't even come out and address that video. But it was a fan who posted the video. And his face said it all. He looked down at the cup and looked up like, what the fuck? Y'all know mannerisms. Y'all know when someone is not comfortable in a situation. So don't act like y'all didn't see Trey look uncomfortable in that situation. He was probably more shocked that a woman did it blatant like that, out in the open like that. But what did women say? He's been doing it to women for years. He's a pervert. Now he knows what it feels like. What conviction did he get? Am I missing something, y'all? But see, y'all didn't want to. The Me Too movement was quiet on that one. They were saying, well, he kind of deserved it. Yeah, right? No, he didn't deserve that. Well, why is he at a party? He's a celebrity. His ass should be at home with his son. Look how women do it when it's a man. See, he should be at home with his son. Well, he should be making music. He ain't had a hit in 5 years. That's what I saw in the comments. That's the shit I saw in the comments. We're justifying a predator putting something in a celebrity's drink.
You know that
that's right though, right? But if that was Cardi B with a cup and a man reached over and sprinkled some stuff in her drink, oh, y'all would know who he was by in the next 10 minutes, maybe sooner than that. So don't tell me that.
You know, that reminds me of your post you posted a couple months back about dude talking about a girl grabbed his you did, and then she tried to say that she thought he was her ex or something, and you said that the security came over and was trying to put him out and trying to ask her was she okay.
Let me stop you right there, because first I want to say that almost made me shed a tear. That means that you really do read what I post. I posted that last year.
Oh, okay.
And you're right. Let me elaborate on what he said, and it just really brought me back. So there was a gentleman who was at a bar with his boys, okay? And they was like, let's play pool. So as he was getting up to walk towards the pool table with his boys, a woman comes out of nowhere and grabs his dick. And I'm going to say it explicitly because I need you guys to realize this. When she grabbed his dick, he swung as a reflex and she fell, right? And what do you think everybody did? They made it look like he did something wrong, right? So when the cop came over to the area, because, there was a cop that made sure everybody was coming in and out. There was no fights or whatever. And when he let the cop know she grabbed my dick, right? He looked at him and chuckled. And she got up and said, well, I thought you were my ex. Now, come on, y'all. Come on, you guys. Well, clearly it's not. He said, well, she assaulted me and I want something done. Right? She didn't get put in jail. Guys.
Just like Kevin Gates, who was on stage and he got his dick grabbed, and then that girl, he kicked her in the face. They took him to jail, but he was just defending himself.
Yeah.
Standing his ground.
But this woman here was just escorted back to her car, and she shouldn't have even been escorted back to her car. It sounds like she was drunk, but at the same time, she knew that was not her ex. And at first, the cop laughed at him when he said she grabbed my dick, because that cop probably thought, well, no, that would never happen. Why would a woman just do that randomly to a man? And for her to say, I thought you were my ex, why would she do that anyway? That's weird. Maybe that's why she's the ex, because she's crazy, right? So if his boys and some of the bar patrons didn't confirm that she did do that and he hit her as a reflex, he would have went to jail for assaulting her, y'all. He just had people that saw what happened. Some bars are not going to see what happened. Everybody's drunk and acting a fool. But in that moment, he had witnesses that said, yes, she grabbed him. He swung as a reflex, right? So at the end of the day, that woman should not have been able to go home that night. Her ass should have been in jail for sexual assault. And he said, now y'all wonder why men don't say anything. A cop laughed at me. Now, he did file a complaint on that officer who did get written up for that. I'm so happy to tell y'all that. I didn't tell you anybody that update. That officer did get written up for that. I mean, he should have been fired, to be honest. Because laughing at someone who just had their dick grabbed. Now, imagine if that guy walked up to a woman and grabbed her by both her breasts, right? Oh, I thought you were my ex. How y'all think that would have went down?
He'd have been in jail that night. He'd have went to jail that night.
You know what? And they probably would have beat his ass in the bar first. They probably would have got some chairs and tried to kill him. Am I wrong?
No, you're
he
not.
Said, he grabbed my breast. He assaulted me. They all would have took beer bottles and started whooping his ass. So he would have gotten 2 ass whoopings. The one that's inside the bar, and then he probably would have got towed up in jail. So all I'm saying is it would have been different if a man did it. But because it's a woman, she can make the mistake and grab someone's penis and say, I thought you were my ex. That's the best you got? That's the best you didn't even see his face. You just walked up and grabbed him. Look first before you touch somebody. But even if it was her ex, what if he hit her too? Like, bitch, I'm not with you no more. You an ex. He probably would have gotten in trouble for assault because he actually knew her. Even though she assaulted him first, right? So what I'm saying is women get away with these behaviors. I remember people say Cuba Gooding Jr. was grabbing on women, making them feel uncomfortable, right? Remember Cuba Gooding? He was the headline of that. All these women, yep, he grabbed me too when I was at the bar. They were going back to all the video and look, he brushed up against me right here and brushed up again. They tried to label him a predator, right? Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lost movie deals, got in trouble. Everybody was on him. Not Ricky, whatever his name was in that movie. All I'm saying is they made sure they made him a predator. And then what happened? What happened to all those allegations? Anybody want to tell me? With Cuba? What happened to all those women that said he did touch me in the bar as well? What happened? Anybody remember?
Magically disappeared.
It magically disappeared. See, when they lie, it magically disappears. Just like all these women right now that lie. It just gets swept under the rug and you never... That woman that lied on Chris Brown last year, y'all can't even tell me her name. Her issue got swept under the rug and she was called Jane Doe. This new liar, she's also Jane Doe. She's Jane Doe Jr. We just got to keep saying Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2, Jane Doe. That's what it has to be now. Because women can come out the woodworks and say it happened.
You know what is fucked up?
It's that easy. Go ahead.
It's fucked up that a woman lie on a man and nobody know her name. Yet we know the name, everything about a girl who put glue on her hair. That's some fucked up shit.
Well, I gotta say this: double standards do exist. Unfortunately,
it's never gonna change. And like I said, you guys, I will keep using my platform to expose these type of women because they never get exposed. And it's not that I hate black women, because you guys love to, not you guys on the panel or the people listening, but a lot of women love to spread that false rhetoric that I hate women, black women to be exact. That is not the case. That's the worst thing you can say about me, because I actually care a lot about black women. I mentor a lot of women outside of this, but because I don't post their names and show you all my good deeds, that makes me less. Y'all just don't like accountability because your mamas wasn't shit, right? Mm-hmm. They told you you don't need a man to validate you, right? But you want him to pay the bill. But you want him to take you out, take you shopping, he flew me out. Can't even speak proper English, right? Don't even want to go to college and actually educate yourself, right? But you think you're entitled to a man doing for you because you got a nice body. You're not entitled. Booty comes a dime a dozen. These men can have any woman they want. If they have to spend money to please you, you are a hoe. If they have to spend money and pay a bill to get you to smile, you are a hoe. You shouldn't want a man to do everything. You should be willing to put forth the same effort into keeping that man. Then you wonder why he cheated on you, because you did not give him the same energy he was giving you. Why would I want to take care of a woman who don't want to take care of herself when I can go get me a woman that can do that? It's easy, right? Because you think you're the prize and you're not. See, that's what it is. And then when you find out that he don't want to be with you and he moves on, you come up with a plan to ruin his life. It's never going to work, ladies. Stop doing that. Because eventually I'm hoping that they start to get wind of y'all game and they start locking y'all asses up for 10 years. When they make y'all remove that makeup and wig and you have to be your true self, maybe that'll be the humbling experience you need. Because you think you're a bad bitch with 40 gallons of makeup on. You're not. You're not. If you have to spend all that time in the mirror, you're not. Like I said, stop lying on these men and stop grooming these young boys to be perverts. Y'all don't like the R. Kellys, right? And the Bill Cosbys, but you're grooming your son to be that. Do better. And if you don't know how to raise a son, because you don't, let the dad do it. He's been begging you to see his son, but you're keeping him from him. And I hope that on Monday, when CPS does get the screenshot that I sent, that they take your sons from you because you don't deserve it. And this is to the woman that she knows who I'm talking about, because I'm sure she knows that I was doing this show based around her. You know what you did and you know what you said, and it's wrong. And when they come and they take them kids away, I'll feel good. I'll sleep good at night. Because if you have the balls to post something like that, then you don't have the ball. You don't need to be a parent.
Hold on. What woman are you talking about? I missed that part.
The Facebook post that I made where the woman is asking people for suggestions on how to teach her son how to French kiss.
Oh, yeah, that was disgusting. That was disgusting. And you know what? I think was it Jim Jones who a few months ago said his mother talked about French kiss?
Jim Jones' mom admitted to that. Oh, we did tongue in the air. Huh?
That's
like what?
Disgusting. I could never do something with my mother like that. And my mother would never.
Right now.
Y'all got mad at Boosie for telling his son, let me put my son in a room with a grown-ass woman. Do what you do. Y'all wanted him to go to jail, right? In prison, right? But where's the energy for these women? Huh? Where's the energy? A woman saying, well, hey, should I let him kiss me on the face with tongue? Like, come on, you guys. That's disgusting. Ain't no way. But you'll have that one woman that says, I don't see nothing wrong. She's right. There's so many diseases out there. You don't want them kissing random women, right? That's how women flip the script.
Yeah,
that's how they do it. Anyone that agrees with her is a predator too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's how you breed incest. That's how you breed incest.
That's what it is. That's right. And y'all keep thinking that it's just white people. No. These black people have been doing it in their homes for years. And now it's time to expose these people. It's going on in these households and y'all see it and y'all not saying nothing. Then you're wondering why that boy turns out to be like he is. All messed up in the head. He thinks it's normal to date a young girl because his mom groomed him to do that as a young kid, messing with adult women. So he's going to flip it when he gets older and be that older man messing with young girls. And it's okay for him to do it in his mind because his mom groomed him for a decade. Anyone that's groomed for a long time, it's going to be instilled in them, y'all. And they're going to become R. Kelly. R. Kelly just didn't grow up having a good life. He was molested by women that he trusted. And y'all still won't give this man the benefit of the doubt that he hasn't always been like this. He could have been saved if the right person stepped up and said something. But no one said anything. So now he sings to get it all out. You remind me of some of the music he came out with was kind of him telling, this is what I'm doing. But I don't want you guys to confuse it that it wasn't just him. Mary J. Blige was a predator. Jada Pinkett Smith is one of the biggest predators out there. Mm-hmm. I don't like her anymore. I don't care about red table talk. Y'all women will keep supporting these women that do it because you don't care. She groomed Chris Kelly from Criss Cross. There's so many stories that all match about how she was fucking that young boy. And y'all don't care because you don't have no proof. He's dead now, so there's no proof. Oh, okay. But we got to believe that Michael Jackson was a predator and he's dead, right? See how y'all are? Y'all some hypocrites. Jada Pinkett groomed August Alsina when he was near the upper room. He was one sneeze away from the upper room, and that's when she pounced on him like a hyena and did what she did. She's your biggest predator because the dude was near death. And that's when she did that to him and turned his whole world around. Then when he became obsessed with her, it's like, back up. Well, you started it. So what I'm saying is these female predators are in your face. Mary J. Blige, she was wrong too. Danny Boy came out and said it. Well, he's gay. So we don't believe him because he's gay. Well, maybe that's why he's fucking gay. Because she took away his trust in women. Have y'all thought about that? No, y'all don't want to think about that, right? If she was fucking Danny Boy when he was 14, What if he didn't want to do that? What if he was forced to do that to advance his career? And now she changed his whole outlook on women, and now he likes men. Maybe that's why he's gay, but y'all don't want to deep dive into that. You want to assume that he's been gay his whole life and that Mary J. Blige can do no wrong. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. Mary J. Blige is your modern day predator as well. I don't care how good her body looks. She got surgery too. Y'all sit here and believe all these celebrities are working out for their body. She's fake as all of them that you see on TV. When she was doing her old songs, she was fat as fuck and built like SpongeBob. Now she got curves. Y'all got to stop believing these people. They're just as bad. Y'all favorite celebrities can do no wrong in your eyes. She's a predator too. I'm going to hold all these predators accountable. I don't care if they have red table talk and they're married to Will Smith. I don't care. She even told her husband, congratulations to Will Smith. Who addresses their husband like that? A predator does. At the end of the day, these women are getting away with it, and they will continue to until you guys hold them accountable. Like I said, that man, if Will Smith did what she did and he messed with a girl who was near death, y'all would call him a pervert. She's the same age as your daughter. Ew, right? That's how women talk when it's a man, right? You couldn't find nobody your age, Will? Ugh. But when it's Jada, okay, well, she's innocent. You know, she suffers from alopecia. She's bald. She's still beautiful. Oh my gosh. You know, she didn't mean to do it. It was an entanglement. No, it was a predator move. That's what it was, y'all. But y'all want to dumb it down and call it an entanglement, right? So like I said, at the end of the day, these female predators are right there in your face. And I didn't hear not one person say, let's cancel the red table talk. Have y'all heard anybody? I didn't. It's still going on, right? So when one person does it, everyone should be held accountable. That's all I'm saying. Everyone should be held accountable. I haven't watched. The only time I ever watched Red Table Talk is when I had to see Will Smith at his worst. I wanted to see what she had to say. I mean, you didn't want to say it to him in private, right? But you made it public because it's also going to give you the views you need for your piece of shit show, right? Why not just do one big show and tell everybody what I did wrong? That's going to give me the most ratings. That's why Jada Pinkett did that. A real woman would have told him behind closed doors, I fucked up. I ain't shit for what I did. And if you take me back, I will spend every day I can showing you that I would never do some shit like this again. I mean, it was in my nature. She didn't change from Chris Kelly. The only thing is this guy was older. He was of age, but he was sick. I think you have to be a sick individual to prey on someone else when they're at their worst, near death. August Alsina was near death, y'all. And that's when she attacked like a hyena. Then when he got better, he became obsessed with her. And then she wanted to make him seem like he was crazy. When you were the cougar, you the one that did it. So all I'm saying is, ladies, hold these women accountable too and stop acting like predators don't exist when they're women. They're just as bad. They're just as bad as the men that you claim that are the ones doing it. It's women. They're grooming these kids young. It's all on go to TikTok. Go to TikTok and you'll see everything I'm talking about. Because that's where it starts.
It's because the
All
cougar
I'm saying is, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's because the cougar lifestyle is celebrated. That's why nobody says anything about what older women be doing. And to go off with a dude who was near death, people gotta look at the fact that she was there for him while he was near death, and he basically caught feelings because he was at his worst and she was there. So it wasn't the fact that he got obsessed. He just, fell in love in a sense because she was there at his worst. That can happen to anybody.
And it wasn't just that. Imagine how many of them women that only wanted him for his money. Now he's sick and not making no money. He ain't attractive no more. That ties into for better or worse. Women don't really want to be with you if you come with work. If you're about to die, how good are you to me? Especially if we're not married. You're not funding my lifestyle. I'm not getting flued out. You in a hospital with all these things in you. How am I going to make money off of that? So she came and was there for that man with all them side chicks and groupies and hells and all. They weren't there for him. She was. So imagine how he felt seeing her there. And all the people that he thought had his back weren't even there, but she was. That's why he fell in love with this woman. That's the predator about it. She had a husband already at home and decided to do that. It was deeper than an entanglement. This was something that went on for a while for this man to catch feelings and make songs about Jada. So all I'm saying is this is one of your biggest female predators recently, and y'all still have not canceled her. But you wanted to cancel Rick Ross over rap lyrics. Come on, ladies, make it make sense. Y'all make no sense. Y'all act like these women are not tough and that they don't know how to trick the system. Y'all act like they don't exist, and they do. Some of them are in your household right now. Some of them are listening to this right now, saying, fuck you, Daphne. I'm going to find a way to get you reported today because you're telling everybody our business. Well, stop doing it. If you didn't post it, I wouldn't have anything to post, right? But y'all never going to stop because you want the views. You even had a mother who had 3 sons behind her, and they were all shaking their ass. She was the first one in the video on TikTok, shaking, and then it was the kids behind her, shaking their ass. All boys, popping their ass. And when the girl said, oh, that's so cute, it's innocent.
That was not
it's
cute.
Innocent. You saw it too?
Yeah,
anybody else see that video on TikTok?
Yep.
The black woman with her 3 boys?
You posted on Instagram, I remember.
I sure did. I posted it. I got reported on TikTok. I got reported.
That shit was, man. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I just couldn't. You know what? Some of the shit you post, I just don't be understanding how people think. I be like, what? I just like some stuff you post. I swear to God, my whole head turns to a question mark because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing? Where's y'all common sense? And I don't know. Like, you know, I don't have a TikTok. So, you know, I'm not on that, you know, so I don't get it, like, why people, and I'm a private person on social media, I've told you. So I don't post my entire life, but at the same time, I just don't get, like, why do you do this shit, and then you do it just for some likes and attention? It's like, why? Why are you embarrassing yourself, embarrassing your family,
for likes? You just said it. You just said it for likes and attention.
It's not that serious to me. Why would I want a bunch of likes? It is to them, though. Why would you want a bunch of likes from a bunch of people you'll never meet?
It's the fact that they're getting the likes. You got women that they crave it. It's like a drug. You seen New Jack City and he said this is that stuff they all crave. But now they have a meme where it's just a like, a Facebook like. You got women that crave the likes and the views and the shit. Why do you think that girl lied about sexual assault that I exposed? Because her music wasn't doing anything. She went from 2 views, they were probably just her views, to like thousands of views on her YouTube videos because it wasn't going anywhere. And I told everybody to hustle. I said she's going to post this and then start posting her music in the comments. And what did she do? She started posting her music in the comments. Daphne, how do you know this? Daphne, you're so good. You're right. She's been posting YouTube videos. Then she comes on and says, my dad also molested me. But your dad is out right now. There's not one court case of you bringing your dad in. So I don't want to hear that. Stop making these lies just to get your music off the ground. But see, they see Meg Thee Stallion doing it. They see Cardi B doing it. So they're like, well, I have a chance. Drama is going to get the likes and shares, not positivity. If she was to come out and say, hey, guys, show me some love and click the YouTube link and listen to my music, they are going to scroll past that. But if she says, I was sexually assaulted, he took my phone, he's assaulted me. And I said, and he asked me, was this the R word? And I said, yes, it is. Then he finished, gave me back my phone. He leaves. I shut the door and lock it. Then I run to Facebook and I post about what happened. Does that make sense?
Hell no.
Like I said, these ladies, her account of what happened was so detailed. The Me Too movement loved it. She went viral, almost 20,000 shares year to date, because it's still up. It's been up for almost 4 weeks. And even after I exposed her for lying by talking to 2 different cops who said she refused their help, whose mom that said she's already been a liar, she still kept the post up there because her music is in the comments. And if you go to that viral post, you can't help but click on the link in the music, right? So all I'm saying is this woman did that just to promote some weak ass music that's on her YouTube. And it's trash. And the sad part about it is if she would have just been real with herself and said, Daphne, I'm sorry I lied. My mom didn't teach me how to be honest. Because her mom told the cops she's always lied like this. Then the mom failed her. You failed your daughter. Because the next time she lies, she might not be lucky. Ain't no man gonna let you use their name and say they did something that they didn't do and you still walk the earth. Some of these men will come to your doorstep and say, well, hey, I already got a bullseye. Let me go ahead and do what I got to do, right? So I blame her mom. But if she would have told me, Daphne, I was wrong, I'm going to take down the post, I'm going to say I'm sorry for lying, maybe she would have actually got some more views on her music for being honest about lying. See? Sometimes honesty also gets you the attention in the right direction, right? So what I'm saying is she still hasn't retracted that. And instead, it's only been up for 4 weeks and she's now in love in a new relationship. Dang, that was fast for someone that was, that's fast. I don't see that happen that fast. Then when people asked her in the comment section, hey, what's the update? Did they find a guy? Did he get locked up? She's not responding to those people, but to the ones that are saying, oh, I like this song. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Guys, I caught this hustle from the beginning. Y'all didn't believe me, right? She's not responding to the people wanting an update. Come on, y'all. This is easy.
I put money that she with the dude that she claimed raped her.
I put money victim on. Is big business.
I believe
it's huge business. It's crazy.
I believe it. She said, I'm back. She said she's back in the. She said she was basically, it was someone that she's been with in the past. So if it is the same guy that she dated, that guy is even stupider for being with her after. I know he knows what she said and it's still up there, right? So all I'm saying is she moved on really fast, y'all. She's in love. Every day she's making a new post. Oh, I brought him food. I'm so happy. But just 3.5 weeks ago, you were a victim. Victims don't move that fast, people, unless they're lying. Like Kobe Bryant's accuser. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, he did. But they found more than 3 different types of semen in her panties. So if they would have took it to criminal court, they would have taken that to criminal court. That's why they settled civilly. Kobe would won that case. He would have won. How do you have all this semen in you from just 24 hours ago? Something ain't right. They didn't want her to look like a hoe, even though she was a hoe, a high-priced hoe. That's what she was. See, they didn't want to expose her for being a hoe and lying. So Kobe settled. Everybody heard about the DNA in her panties. 3 different types of semen within 24 hours means you a hoe. That's what it means. Kobe blew your back out. He pumped and dumped, went back to doing what he does, basketball, and you wanted to cry that he sexually assaulted you. But the truth was, this woman had 3 types of semen in her panties. That's a hoe. That is a hoe. That means she was with 3 different guys within 24 hours, and just one was Kobe. That's all. At the end of the day, you don't want to hear the facts, though. They hear that he settled. Oh, I knew he was guilty. No, he wasn't. He wasn't guilty. He wasn't. You can't use panties in a civil case. That would have been a criminal case. At the end of the day, he settled so he can get back on the road. He was young. Remember, this was the young Kobe. But I want y'all to know that his victim had 3 types of semen in her panties within a 24-hour period. That is not a victim. That's a hoe. That's what that is. Y'all just don't want to say the truth. That is a hoe. See, and they didn't want to say that when who was it that did the interview with Lisa Leslie? Gail? I don't like that heifer either. Her and Oprah both get on my nerves. Because she was trying to get Lisa to admit. She was like, no, not today, honey. Another black woman trying to get a black woman to lie on a black man who's no longer on the earth. Ain't that crazy how when you die, that's when they want to bring up what you did? Well, how did you feel about when Kobe had those allegations? And she's like, Kobe just died. And those allegations, I mean, what happened was over, 15, 16 years ago? Why are we talking about this, Gail? Oh, because, people want to know. Well, they couldn't ask Kobe 5 days ago when he was alive? See what I'm saying? How black women try to bring down black men even when they're dead. They try to get you to say something so they can have something because that gets the views, right? So like I said, even when a black man ain't alive, they'll bring up what you did when you were 3 because they need that. They want to establish that you're a bad man when you're not. This man was a good father who made a mistake by messing with a hoe. And that's what happened. Because once they settled, she got breast implants, got her body done. Yeah, she moved like a victim, y'all. Oh, she was really distraught. Oh, yeah, I believe her. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all just believe the shit I don't. Like I said, guys, so just circling back, I want to say thank you to everyone on this panel. Unbiased Truth. Man, you came with receipts. You were the bomb. Shy Hollywood, thank you. Yes. If you guys want to say some final words, we'll start with Shy Hollywood. Go ahead.
Just thank you for having me. And yeah, Unbiased Truth. You the MVP today, bro.
Yo, blessings to everybody under my voice. And thank you, Daphne, for just having me on. It's been an amazing experience to be able to talk to somebody that knows what it means to hold people accountable. You're the reason why I'm able to go out and speak. If you weren't for you and holding this space, I wouldn't be able to say what I need to say, especially since, it needs to be woken up in this community. It's time for us to be able to call a spade a spade. And I'm glad that you're able to do so. Shout out to you.
Oh, that was, I mean, like I said, I think everyone in the comments can agree with me when I say that you came onto this podcast. You came on here with receipts. You came on here with facts. And we loved hearing you talk. And you've actually encouraged me to do another show this week. I have one that I'm doing on Wednesday for the haters to call in to tell me why you think I'm going to pick me. And let's talk about that term because I'm tired of it. We need to retire that. But I also want to do a show especially for men who have been victims. And I know a lot of men are not going to get on the show, but just know if you come on this show on that day that I do it, you can be anonymous. You can make up a name. You can be John Doe. I'm okay with that. Okay. But I want to make this show about men who have been sexually assaulted by a female. And it could have happened when you were a kid. I need people to speak up so they can hear it. Women don't believe this happens to men. They don't. They don't believe it. They think that you guys are lying. They think that you guys are making stuff up for clout. But if we do a show about it and a lot of men actually get on this panel, and again, you don't have to be who you don't have when you come on here on the panel, you can change your name. You don't have to be the name that you are in the comments. You don't. But I would love to hear from you guys because you said something today on Biased Truth that you went through it. And I would have never known that if you didn't share that. And you didn't even have to share that. So if a lot of men share it, a lot of women will hear it and understand that, man, it is happening in our households. Let me go and actually check on so-and-so and make sure that they're actually being treated right. Maybe it will push more people to speak up when they see the behavior because they're not speaking up. If these women are able to post videos on Facebook grooming these kids, telling these kids to touch ass and titties and pop it and all that, that means that they're getting away with it at home. It don't start on video, y'all. You go over their house to get some tea and you see something that ain't right. And you leave and say nothing instead of speaking up. And now that boy's life is in danger. Come on, y'all. So I will be doing a show next Friday about men. And it's going to be called Men Hurt Too. And I want y'all to come on to this podcast and tell me what you've been through. And there's no judgment. If anybody has anything negative to say, I will boot them and block them. But what you said today, it really hurt me that you went through that as a man. Because some men will kill these women for doing that and putting them in that position. Easy.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah, especially when you're told throughout time, you're told to protect black women. That's the guys I was fed. Protect black women, protect black women. But in that moment when I'm getting sexually assaulted, I'm having to use energy my mama told me not to use on a woman in order to get her off of me. The things that society has fed men has caused us not to understand exactly what's happened to us, and it's very dangerous. That's why I'm so glad you're going to be holding spaces like that, and I'll be sure to be there to help support other brothers and let them know it's okay to not be okay and to speak out on what's going on with you.
And I'm going to definitely start the show with you. I actually have somebody in the comments that said they're not going to come on and say that to your face. Well, hey, he did. What do you have to say about Unbiased Truth? He just came on to the show and said it happened to him. So you don't count him out yet, sis. You're already counting these men out. And you already got one. Actually, no. Two of them said it. It wasn't just you, right? Unbiased Truth, wasn't it?
There's another brother
Last Side Hollywood, it was the Marquise. It was two that said it today. So, hey, two is better than none. Don't count them out yet. You're already saying that they're going to be scared, and two of them came on today under their real names and said what they went through, Queen. So, again, don't count these men out yet. I might get a whole bunch of guys on this panel. All I'm saying is don't count them out yet. You already got two that said it happened, right? So, I believe that a lot of men have experienced this, and the reason why they haven't said nothing is because they haven't been given the platform to do it. They haven't said it to this person because they know this person is a judgmental piece of shit. Now, imagine somebody that you know seeing your comment right now saying they're not going to do it because they're scared. Then they're going to be like, well, now I know how she feels. She's counting me out already. So I'm glad I didn't go to her. You don't want men thinking like that. You don't want men thinking like that. And that's why they don't say shit, because we're not giving them the opportunity to open up. That's why this podcast is here. So Unbiased Truth, you will be my special guest on that show. And again, I appreciate you for telling me that. I really do, because a lot of men won't. But believe it or not, I work with men who have been molested when they were kids. None of it happened when they were adults. but it did happen a lot when they were kids. And some of them felt like maybe I shouldn't be dating women because if this is how they are, maybe I need to be dating men. And they were open about that. And they said, well, it took me having to ask for help because I didn't know what was good and what wasn't. I didn't know it wasn't normal for a 12-year-old boy to be having sex with someone that's supposed to be babysitting him that his mom claims that's a family friend. You see what I'm saying? That's where it starts, the babysitters, right? So what I'm saying is y'all act like things like this don't exist. I even use video examples. There's movies that tell you this. Antoine Fisher, that really happened to him. And y'all still don't believe it, right? When she told him to drop him. He was what, 6? And she told him to drop him. But by the grace of God, he didn't turn out to be a pervert because he got help. He had a mentor like Denzel to tell him that, look, it's okay to be a man and cry. Watch that movie for the ladies who don't believe men get molested. Watch Antoine Fisher. Please. That's based on a true story. Watch it. It took a mentor to tell him you can cry. Then when he actually did like a woman, but mind you, because he wasn't seen with a woman, what did they say he was? Gay, right? He went through the phase where they called him gay. I never seen you with a woman, Antoine. What's going on? Not knowing that this boy was molested by women his entire life. That movie, it depicts what really happened to this black man. So for the women who think it doesn't happen, watch that movie. And maybe you'll think differently. He stayed quiet for a reason. He did. But if Denzel didn't come into his life, or the real guy, whoever the real guy's name was, didn't come into his life to mentor him, that man would have been messed up for his whole life. So understand that a lot of guys are really scarred, ladies. They're scarred. And y'all don't even want to take the time to help them heal because you lazy as shit. And you want him to fly you out of places, right? You don't care about what he's going through mentally. Just get me fluid out, babe. Get my nails and feet done, my hair done, right? That's all it's about. But he's mentally hurting. I think Future has a lot of mental issues. If he's spending $3 million a year on these hoes, he's going through a lot too. We don't know his childhood, but he could have been fucked up too. And that's why he's having all these kids. Maybe he didn't have any siblings. Maybe he didn't have a good upbringing. But no one's going to take the time to find out why he's reckless like he is, right? But that man is crying for help. Ain't no normal guy going to spend $3 to $4 million on these hoes a year. I'm just saying. He wasting all this money, but what are these hoes giving back? Nothing but bastard babies, right? So again, who we gonna hold accountable? Y'all want me just to hold him accountable, but you telling me these 9 women didn't know each other? Future is not no low-level guy. So don't tell me, well, maybe they didn't know he had another kid. Maybe they didn't know he was a rapper. Get the fuck out of here. They knew he was a rapper. Bow Wow's baby mama is the last idiot to have his kid. You telling me she didn't know he was Future? Get the fuck out of here. She's a high-priced hoe as well. She went out there and had his baby. Then you saw her on a yacht with P. Diddy. Get out of here. These women get circled. They get passed around. You can call me a pick-me all you want to. But at least I know I ain't fucking these men. Call me what you want. These same men you saying I'm pandering to, who am I sleeping with then? None of them but my husband. So again, there's a difference. Y'all won't hold the woman accountable, but just say P. Diddy's a pervert, right? Oh, he's messing. But y'all won't call people like Lori Harvey a hoe for messing with Diddy and his son, right? That's a high-priced hoe too. And Michael B. Jordan is a simp. He is a simp because he thinks that, well, I got her now. Well, dude, she been ran through by eight men. How many? 8
and counting.
And a father and but if a man messed with a daughter and mother, y'all would call him a pervert, right? Ugh, the daughter too? The mom is your age. Why you messing with the daughter too? That's disgusting. But Lori Harvey, she's trying to find herself. She's an independent, beautiful woman. I don't give a fuck if she's pretty. She wasn't pretty all her life. She was a fat ass until she got surgery. See, y'all over here praising these women who laid on the table, but they do it the right way. They don't get the oversized asses. They just get the fat sucked out. And then they're how they are. She was a chubby thing at first. And her mom was the biggest predator of them all. Didn't she sleep with the uncle or something? It was a little story I heard about her drug dealer or whatever it was. Y'all don't want to talk about the truth. And then people said, what? No, Lori Harvey didn't mess with these guys. She could have just been hanging out with them. You mean to tell me that she didn't fuck none of the dudes she was with? They just read the Bible and they spent thousands and thousands of dollars because she was pretty? Pretty comes a dime a dozen, y'all. Pretty comes a dime a dozen. She's no different than any other pretty IG model. See, Michael B. Jordan, I felt bad for him, but Michael B. Jordan wasn't always cute either. When he had the braids, y'all wasn't fucking with him when he did Fruitville Station. Y'all waited for him to start doing Creed. Now he's hot, right? He was a simp. He's still a simp, but y'all wasn't fucking with him when he had the braids. All I'm saying is he has a woman that has been passed through by a lot of industry men all over, and that shouldn't be something to brag about. But because she's pretty, she gets what's called pretty privilege. Y'all call him P. Diddy a predator, but she was messing with Diddy and his son. That's a predator move right there. That's gross.
Yeah, she's preying on men.
That's
she's preying on the
disgusting.
men of status. She's preying on men of a certain status.
Exactly. And women were like, I've never seen Michael B. Jordan so happy. I have. I've seen that smile before. See? Oh, Lori Harvey must be really doing well. She's with him a long time. She's with Future on and off for 2 years, y'all. She's been like, October will be 2 years for Michael B. Jordan. Give her some time. She was with Future on and off for 2 fucking years. Y'all just forgot about that. And let's not forget, what's that one guy's name from Africa? He's in Africa now. He used to do music with Lady Gaga. He found her. What's his name? Convict Music. What's that guy's name?
Akon.
She was messing with his brother too before she got with Future, huh?
With Boo. Yep, she was messing with Boo. Mm-hmm.
But who am I talking about? Who's the main dude? Akon. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she was seen in the club. What was the Shade Room? Caught her in the club with his brother. Before she got with Michael B. Jordan, she was in the club with Akon's brother. And they were like, well, maybe they were discussing business. Come on, you guys. Y'all can't be that stupid. This woman was linked to 8 men before getting with Michael B. Jordan. Y'all think she's the perfect prize? She's only 24? Damn. Like, she didn't have a break. Let it breathe a little bit. So all I'm saying is y'all giving all these women privilege when they're just as nasty as the men. Come on, y'all. Stop giving people passes and start actually holding them accountable. Y'all calling old boy with the bad hairline that was messing with Kylie Jenner. What was his name again? I forgot him too. Help me. What was his name?
Talking about Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tiger, they're calling him a pervert, but who do you think said it was okay?
Oh yeah, Chris definitely facilitated that. Without a doubt.
Chris the pimp. Chris the pimp said it was okay. So y'all calling Tiger a predator when really the predator is Kris Jenner. See, y'all don't hold women accountable. Y'all mean to tell me Kris didn't know that her daughter was fucking Tiger as a minor? Really, y'all? All that surgery? Y'all don't think she knew? So like I said, Tiger wasn't the biggest predator of them all. It's Kris Jenner. So at the end of the day, we need to start holding these predators accountable. And that is why Kim Kardashian is allowing her 8-year-old to have a TikTok. She's doing what was trained in them. It was okay. Pimp your kids out. She's pretty, light-skinned. She's mixed. Got that black and Armenian, whatever they are. She wanted those babies so that she can exploit them. They're passing the torch. That's all it is. Y'all gonna see worse soon. Y'all gonna see worse real soon. And y'all thinking that Kanye is crazy. What parent will want their 8-year-old to be on TikTok when TikTok says 13 is the age?
And she's singing about wanting being in love with the emo girl. It's not just that she's on TikTok. She's singing about something that goes against his religion. They got to stop tripping with my boy Kanye. He is a valid reason to be upset.
Hold on. She said, you misinterpret what I said. I was talking about your haters. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. When you had said what you said, I didn't know you were saying it sarcastically. I thought you were actually saying that men won't come on the show and tell me to my face that they've been assaulted sexually because they're scared. I thought you were saying that as yourself. But usually people say haters will say, and then they add it in. So my bad. All I'm saying is, you guys, I mean, it's out there. You got these women who pimp their kids, and then they grow up and they pimp their kids. It's a cycle. The only way that cycle will stop is if you guys start holding them accountable. But stop acting like it was just a man. Y'all were dragging Tiger, saying that he was a pervert. All he likes is underage women, and that might be the case. It started with Kylie, and he got permission. Just like Kylie got permission to get breast implants at what, 15? Just like she got permission to get a whole facelift and get new lips. Come on, you guys. All that surgery she got, you can't do that underage. You got to have permission. So y'all acting like, her mom isn't to blame. Her mom is to blame. The only kid that has their head on right is Kendall. I think that's her name. Kendall's the only one that ain't got no bastard kids, failed marriages. She said, nope, I'm looking at all y'all fuck ups and I'm not going to follow y'all. Even the boy, even Rob is fucked up. Yep. He got a baby by Black China.
Yep.
Whose baby daddy was who?
Tiger. That's not, and you wonder why Kanye tripping. Look at that family, and you wonder why Kanye tripping.
A circle of perverts. That's what it is. Yes. So again, even Rob got a bastard baby by a woman that he knew didn't want to be with him. Why does she want to be with you? You ain't the one with the money. What bag does Rob have? What does he sell? What does he do?
He has the Kardashian
What
name.
Does he do? He eats. It. I know he eat good food. He been eating a lot. I know that. He likes snacks. But what does he do? You honestly think Black China was going to stay locked down to him and he ain't making no money? No. So what I'm saying, it's a big cycle. So don't think Kanye is crazy because he wants his kids to be raised right. He's a father that wants his daughters not to be exposed to the whole mentality that's out there. And it starts with the mom. Like I said, Kim Kardashian, you think when people get older, they get wiser. They don't. She knows how to get a black man out of jail, but she don't know how to keep her daughter off TikTok. So she knows the hard things, but the simple things, oh my goodness, it's too much for her. But she's a lawyer, right? Supposedly. She's a lawyer, right? All I'm saying is this little thing with Pete, it ain't gonna last long. She gonna be in this relationship with him and then on to a new one. One thing about the Kardashians, they don't really settle. They don't. They keep it moving. They hop from man to man. The only person that will actually stick around and let you abuse and hurt her is Khloe. She thinks Tristan is going to change. And every year he tells her, look, I got a new baby. I got a baby with this woman. All I'm saying is their mother is the biggest predator and y'all don't even hold her accountable. I haven't seen one cancel Kris Jenner post at all. I've seen mothers say, I wish I was like her. Huh? I mean, her cat was so bad, her husband turned into Caitlyn.
Yep.
I would be offended if he hit it and then turned into a woman on me. That means I didn't do my job right. She got this man wanting to be a woman who won Woman of the Year, to be exact. And still got a twig and 2 berries. That makes no sense, y'all. All I'm saying is, ladies, you got to do better. Stop raising your sons to be perverts and stop telling your sons to do things that you wouldn't want done to you. I'll put it that way. If you wouldn't want a man touching your ass, don't tell your son to touch somebody's ass. Because you know you'll go off, right? Unless he looks good, that is. Let me retract that. If he's ugly, oh yeah, I'm calling 911. But if he's a Shamar Moore, Morris Chestnut, oh hey baby. And you got a lot of mothers who tell their daughters, you don't got to be married, just have kids. Have kids. Keep spreading it around. Why would you teach your kid to be a mother and not a wife first? And then when the relationship don't work out, now she's a baby mama. Who would want that label as a baby mama? And bastard kids, because that's what they are. They're called bastard kids. When you're not married and you're just out there spreading your seed around. And women, you hold the cards. You're the one that got to carry the baby. You're the one that got to go through almost seeing God. Why would you want to do that with a man that you know ain't going to stick around? You got all the signs, but you still have his baby. Then when he leaves you, he assaulted me. No, he didn't. He pumped and dumped and left you a baby mama. But you saw it coming, right? You saw it coming. Then you want him off the streets. Then you're not going to get those child support checks. So your whole scam ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. How you going to pay you child support if he's in jail? How? The 30 cents a day he makes from washing dishes? Come on, y'all. And I just hope that more women get held accountable for being perverts. And when we do this show next week on Biased Truth, if you know of anybody else that maybe you can ask that question to the fellas that you talk to. If anybody else has experienced it or seen it, they ain't have to go through a personal, but they can say, yeah, my next door neighbor, this happened. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. Because a lot of y'all don't get a voice. You don't get to talk about it. You don't get to say this happened because people laugh at you like, bro, you got assaulted by a woman. That's a good thing, bro. No, it's not. It ain't if you didn't want it. Now, let me tell you this. If a linebacker looking woman, look like she played football, went to the club and grabbed on a guy, don't look good at all. Look like Flavor Flav. Do you honestly think he's going to say, well, it's a woman, so let me go and let her assault me? Come on, baby. No. He going to say, get off me, precious. This ain't football. He going to get mad, right?
Yeah.
So don't tell another man that it's okay to be assaulted by a woman, because y'all wouldn't want that if it's a woman y'all not attracted to. Don't play with me. And if it happened and she takes it from you and she's not good looking, You're not gonna tell nobody that story. Come on. Am I wrong, unbiased truth?
Nah, you ain't never lied.
If they had Precious in the club and she just took it from him, got her booty, got her some, and walked out the club, he ain't gonna tell nobody because of what she looked like. But if a pretty woman, you know, a woman with a nice body, nice face, said, "Give me the D," he might just give it up. Willingly or she can take it. He ain't gonna say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is there are men out here that are suffering in silence, ladies, and you might got somebody right now in your life and you don't even know he's been molested his whole life. You don't even know that because you never thought to even ask him how his day was or tell me more about your life. It was all about you, right? Your big wedding, your life, everything about you. How many women actually said that they took the time to get to know their man before they got together? I know everything about his life. A lot of women don't know shit about their man. Oh, I found out that when he was 15, he was raped. And you're like, you just found that out and you've been with him for 10 years? Yeah. Well, how'd it happen? We were watching a show and I saw him break down. He was triggered. So it took you 10 years to find out that the love of your life was molested by a woman. It's sad. It just tells you how much women don't give a fuck about you. I know everything about my husband. I know everything. I knew everything about him when I first met him. Oh, I do checks. You're going to have to tell me what you did. You was in college. Okay, how did college go? I did my research, and that's why we're still together. So all I'm saying is, ladies, men are hurting out here. And I hope that the show we do next week brings light to that, and y'all can stop judging them and thinking that they're these big, tough warriors that never have any issues in life when they do. So Wednesday's show will be about my haters. I think we're going to have some people calling in to tell me how much they hate me so we can kind of establish some type of a ground on why they hate me. I know why they hate me, but I like to hear from them. You know, I know why. So we're going to have some good shows next week. And I want to say thank you to all you guys. Do you guys have any questions for me or Unbiased Truth before I close up on here? Any questions? Anybody else want to get on the panel? Unbiased Truth, did you have anything else you want to say, sir?
Nah, I'm waiting for next week. I'm going to be so excited to tap in with you. I know it's going to be something that's going to be monumental. We're going to wake up. We're going to shake up the world with that one.
Well, you know what? I might do it. I might actually move my show. I think the Pick Me show can wait. I think it's more important that we talk about yours because I know you got it all in you right now. You just want to talk about it right now if we wanted to. But I think I might move that show. I might move that show to Wednesday and do my Pick Me show at the end of the week.
Hey, let's do it.
Because I'm gonna have my husband come on that one.
I got
too.
some receipts
He gets
that I can
inboxes
send
too
you
about
to.
me being a Pick Me.
I'm sure.
Okay, cool. So we'll do the show. Hey, but y'all be cool with us doing Men Hurt Too on Wednesday? Everybody in the comments, y'all cool with that on Wednesday? I'm gonna do that. I love you too, girl. I like how you told me, hey, you misinterpreted. I really did. I was about to roast you like I did Kenny. Kenny made me mad. Kenny, I forgive you, man. But the next time you come on this show, you're gonna have to tell me what you're gonna say first. I'm gonna need, play by play. Because you scared me a little bit with that. You had the big red cape on that one. He said Cardi B didn't mean to do those things. Like, dude, no, Kenny Luther King.
No.
You ain't the comments, they were mad as hell. So Wednesday we will do a show called Men Hurt Too. And Kitty, maybe you should just listen in on that one. Because he might call and say, well, they hurting because they did something bad. They should have did things they did. And he don't even know what they did. So Kitty, you might not want to listen to that one. Okay? So yeah, Unbiased Truth, we'll do that on Wednesday. And then I'll do my show on Friday, which will give my haters a chance to get prepared. So we're going to do Men Hurt Too on Wednesday. And then we'll do my show. She's a Pick Me on Friday. Okay? Anybody else in the comments got anything else to say? Any questions you have for Unbiased Truth? Because I know you guys, he was a favorite today. He really was. Any other questions y'all got? Because y'all were good today. I mean, there was a lot of you guys in the chat today. This show was only supposed to be an hour and a half to Unbiased Truth, and it's at 3.5 hours. So yeah. So I want to say, guys, I hope I didn't bore y'all to death, and I hope that I kind of exposed what I needed to get out there, because I can't say these things on Facebook. I'll be reported for 30 days. They do report you for freedom of speech now. So, yeah. Let me see, post reminder. Yeah, I do try to post a reminder on Facebook, but I also do, if you guys want to know when I'm doing a show, if you're following this page, you'll get the alert. I always put in the show, and then it'll tell you to set the reminder yourself. So for anyone that has a YouTube that's listening, go to my YouTube today. I'll put that show in there and schedule it. All you have to do is click on set a reminder, and it will remind you that the show is coming up. It's that simple, you guys. I do try to post on Facebook too, but everybody don't see it. So if you're following me on YouTube, that's the easiest way to know when the show is coming up. It'll tell you the countdown, hours, days, all that. Okay. So Unbiased Truth, you will be my special guest. I'm thinking about doing it. Hey, would you guys prefer me doing it on Wednesday in the evening? Because I know a lot of you guys work. Y'all do have jobs. Would you prefer like a 5:30?
Yeah,
Let me know in the
5:30 works for
comments.
me. Yeah, that works perfect.
Whatever for you, because I know a lot of people get mad when I do them at 2. Would y'all like Wednesday at 5:30? Does that work for you guys in the comments? But it works for you on Bias Truth, right? And then that way you can ask
Definitely.
some people if they want to get on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Mimi.
definitely works
Okay.
for me.
And ladies, you can get on the panel on that day too. I want you guys, because I know a lot of you guys might have a sibling or a friend or someone that went through it themselves. Tell us how they're doing today. And also, this show is going to be if these men need help, mentoring. I'm also willing to help any of these men that are going through any situation. Women too. You might have women that were also molested too, even though it's not your show. If you're hurting from what you're hearing that they went through, because you went through it too, but just flip flopped, let me know. I'm willing to work with you guys outside of Facebook. I do give my number out to people. That's how real I am. I'm not a special, celebrity. I'm not up there. That's my nickname. That was a high school nickname, but it doesn't mean that I'm better than you. I'm human, just like you. So if you guys need coaching or mentoring, I will help you. I've worked for the state. I've done this as a living for kids. I did it with kids, so adults are a breeze, okay? So this is also about getting help as well. Beast, you said that's not a good time? It'll be from 5:30 probably to like 7:30. So we'll be on for a couple hours, y'all. So hopefully if you can't call in, you can just listen in, okay? So we'll make it Wednesday at 5:30, and hopefully a lot of you guys can attend. If you can't, you'll be able to listen to the show afterwards and ask any questions you want to ask, okay? But hey, Unbiased Truth, thank you again, man, for coming. I appreciate
Happy
you.
to be here. And any questions y'all didn't get to ask in the chat, make sure y'all just tap in with any of my social medias, The Unbiased Truth on all of them that you have. So y'all can just send me a DM and I'll be sure to get in touch with y'all as soon as possible. I'm here for y'all.
Yeah, please follow Unbiased Truth, you guys. Unbiased Truth, make a comment in the comments so they can just click on it and subscribe. Make it simple
Will
like
do.
that. But guys, please make
Will
sure you
do.
follow him. And again, I hope you guys had a good show with me today. I had fun. But to those who didn't see the Facebook post, I hope I don't get reported. Go to my Facebook and Instagram. The post about the mother asking for suggestions on how to teach her son how to kiss, it is still there right now. Until I get reported and I got to fight and go on trial and tell them that it's not bad. But go on there and see what I was talking about, and I'll give you guys an update once CPS opens up on Monday, because they're not open on Sunday. So all I could do is send it to the people I know in her state, and then we just have to wait and see what they say. But this is how easy it is for somebody to lose their kids. If people see something online, you go to CPS in that state, there's always an email on who you can send stuff to, and it's that easy. And if you can't reach that person, send it to me. If you see something, and I'll send it. Even though I worked for the state for many years, I'm held to different values and morals. I'm not gonna let stuff go by like that. It's like a cop. When cops retire, do you think they stop being cops? If they see someone getting assaulted, they still act like they're on duty, don't they? They get out the car and help because it's still their duty, right? Even though they're retired, I'm the same way. It's still my duty to report kids that may be in danger, and even if it's in danger of being around their parents. So, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that story. Bobby DeBarge, he said he was molested by his own father. Woo! I'm going to have to look into that. So if you guys have an example to bring up, I want to talk about that. I mean, we're definitely going to dive into men who have had really traumatic experiences in life, and they're just trying to get better. They're trying to heal. That's why I support mental health, because the first 3 letters of both of those are of mental health is men, and the first 4 letters in health is heal. Men need to heal, y'all. How are we gonna help them heal if we're not giving them a outlet to speak about their traumas? Once they let it out, their whole shoulders go down like, woo, I got it out. And they feel better. That's the first step to healing, speaking about it. So if anybody has any judgmental things to say on Wednesday, you will be blocked. I don't even care if you're my family. You're gone. I don't play that. So again, guys, I'm looking forward to you guys coming on Wednesday. I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me and Unbiased Truth. But I hope you guys have a blessed day, okay?